Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. Welcome to the program. Welcome to a Wednesday show that we love oh so very much. You know we like to shoot on Wednesdays. You know there's a lot to talk about. You know this Saturday is a very busy one in the world of combat sports. You know we are entering a very busy stretch. You know we have another jam-packed show for all of you, and it's been a great week so far. And so, as they say back home, la vita è bella. There's much to discuss on today's here program. We do have 4 guests coming up, 4 fascinating individuals from around the world of combat sports. Alexander Hernandez is going to join us at 2 Eastern, live from San Antonio, where he resides, also where he'll be fighting this weekend, Noche UFC. He's going up against Diego Ferreira. A little bad blood there. He's been on a roll. He's won his last 3 in a row, and he's been quite active as of late as well. He just fought over in Chicago last month. Been in the game for a long time, a straight shooter. We haven't talked to him in a while, so I'm looking forward to talking to Alexander Hernandez at about 2 Eastern. At 2:30, one of the most popular fighters in the history of the sport, Charles do Bronx Oliveira, who returns to action on October the 11th. That's in Brazil. He's undefeated in Brazil, 6-0. He's going up against Rafael Fiziev. Looking forward to that fight very much. Looking forward to talking to him. The last time we saw him in action, the late June International Fight Week card, what was that, the 28th, the 29th of June, he lost to Ilia Topuria for the vacant title. A bit of a quick turnaround for him. Some have been critical, some eyebrows raised. He's returning before Topuria even has a fight booked. But you know he likes to stay active. You know he likes to fight in Brazil, so not the biggest surprise. He did come out with some very exciting news very recently, teaming up with Project Rock and Under Armour. We'll talk to him about that. So a lot going on in the world of Charles do Bronx. We'll talk to him at 2:30. At 3 o'clock, the Big Oos himself, one of my favorites in the history of the game, the interim WBO heavyweight champion, the man that we thought would be fighting Alexander Usyk next. He still might be next for Usyk, but his next fight isn't against Usyk. It's on October 25th, the same day as UFC 321, unfortunately. Same time frame as well, unfortunately, because his fight is over in the UK at the O2 in London, 321 in Abu Dhabi. Of course, I'm talking about Joseph Parker, the pride of New Zealand, the pride of Samoa, who is going up against Fabio Wardley, the interim WBA heavyweight champion. So it's interim versus interim, but no vacant title on the line or anything like that. No undisputed or anything like that. But a very big fight and a huge step up for Fabio, coming off that big win over Justice Huni, where he was losing for 98% of the fight, if not more. Massive opportunity for him and a bit of a risk for Parker because everyone thought that he was next, but he wants to be active and Usyk's not coming back anytime soon. Anyway, we are going to talk to Joseph Parker about how we got here and why he's taking this fight, all that and more. Then at 3:30, Jaime Munguia is going to join us. You may recall Jaime Munguia, this is a really, really interesting case. A sample came back positive, B sample came back positive, and then he was cleared. This almost never happens. Truly, almost never happens. But then he was cleared. Failed the post-fight drug test after his win over Bruno Saras in early May in Riyadh. You'll recall he lost to Bruno Saras in a shocker upset of the year in late 2024, December to be exact. B sample came back positive as well. At that point, you're screwed. And now I'm reading this off of our site. A few months removed from the initial findings, Munguia has been cleared of any wrongdoing by the British Boxing Board of Control, as well as the UK anti-doping, UKAD, who conducted all of the testing for both fighters. And now he's good to go. So we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty here with Jaime Munguia and find out what's going on. He also trains with Eddie Reynoso. And when this news came out, Eddie Reynoso, in case you don't know, famed boxing trainer for the likes of Canelo Alvarez and others, Ryan Garcia too. Everyone was like, this whole team is dirty, and this is a stain on his legacy. And now he comes out, and it's no longer a stain because the win remains, and he's not going to be suspended. He also fought Canelo last year, and then he joined the team. So there's a lot of ties to this big fight this weekend in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium. You know by now, Netflix, they had the grand arrivals yesterday. All that and more we shall get into. But first, you know we like to shoot on Wednesdays, so time now for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It is time.
It's time for On the Nose.
Yeah. Keeps going. All right, let's start with Kevin from Ottawa, our nation's capital. Dun, 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 dun. And by the way, hello to the chat. Hope everyone's doing well on this Wednesday. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. It's good to be alive. God bless you all. Hey, Ariel, with all the talk about Andrew Tate recently potentially fighting in boxing, can I please ask you to not have him on the show? It's one thing to talk about him considering he might be fighting soon, but it's another thing to platform someone like him. I know the MMA space in general is full of questionable characters, but I don't think you've had anyone on the show in the past with a reputation as disgusting as his. Kevin, I always, for lack of a better word, struggle with the word platform because some people call it platforming, and I'm not addressing the Andrew Tate situation here for a second. Just you see sometimes people say like, I can't believe you platformed this person. And that's not how I view the show. I don't view it as a platform. I view it as covering. And again, I'll always go back to that Larry King interview with Yasser Arafat. I don't believe that journalism is just talking to people that you agree with, just talking to people that you have the same ideologies or you come from the same backgrounds. To me, that's not journalism. I believe in covering combat sports, covering sports. And so if someone's in the news, they're in the news, whether I like them or not, whether I agree with their politics or not, whether I agree with how they conduct themselves, their past, their checkered resumes, their decisions on how they live their life, their criminal history. That's not how I view the show, and that's not how I view journalism. I think in 2025, people view journalism in a very, very different way. They view journalism as, okay, if you are covering this, that means you're endorsing it. If you are talking about this, that means you, and in a positive way, that means you agree with it or you back it or you're in somehow cahoots with it. It's just not, and I haven't even thought about Andrew Tate. I haven't even thought about what I would say if someone asked me to have him on. But I just think it's very interesting because it's been said to me before about other people. I don't remember who off the top of my head. Maybe someone else does. It's like, you shouldn't give this guy a platform. You shouldn't platform this person. And that's not the way it should be. Someone said it to me very recently. Golly. No, I think it actually was about Andrew Tate when I was on vacation and I reported this. And someone said, I can't believe you're covering or platforming this guy. I'm like, well, that's not how journalism works. He's about to fight in a big organization, and now we find out maybe about to fight Darren Till. What are we supposed to do? I didn't make the fight. I'm not endorsing him being in boxing, but it's still a big fight. Do we not talk about Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson went to jail. He's a convicted rapist. I don't know. It's a fascinating journalism discussion. I love these types of things, and I don't really know what the right answer is, but I lean towards if it's in the news, it's in the news. I don't lean towards if it's like this really has nothing to do with it, but it was on my mind because I saw some people saying we had the discussion about Nasruddin Imavov, and I might have said it 10 different times. I'm not saying he shouldn't be next. I'm just saying a door has been open for Hernandez and RDR to walk in and potentially take that title shot away. He could have slammed that door shut, and now the door is open. The pressure is now on them because if they have a lackluster fight, I think the momentum shifts back to him and all this stuff. And the vast majority of the comments were, oh, you just hate Muslim fighters. Again, this same old bullshit. And then I think back, and I'm not going to engage in it. I'm like, I sat here in this chair passionately defending Khamzat Chimaev 3 weeks ago. I sat here in this chair passionately defending Movsar Evloev when he should have been next, God knows when. A year ago or 2 years ago, I passionately defended Bilal Muhammad. Like, these guys, I don't think like me. These guys don't come on the show. I don't view it that way. You guys view it that way. So what I'm trying to say is, you come up with these things like platforming or there's bias. I really take this seriously. I take being unbiased seriously. Now, I'm a human being, and deep down inside, do we lean certain ways? I'm not saying I'm a robot without feelings or opinions and things like that, but I have to sit here and say, what's the biggest news? What's right? What's wrong? How do I cover this in the most unbiased, independent way possible? And so if Andrew Tate is fighting Darren Till, let me be clear. I think Andrew Tate is a shithead. Is that clear enough? I don't agree with anything he says, from his politics to the way he talks about women, but I can't not talk about him or even talk to him. And I don't think he's coming on the show. And I have some guesses as to why. But the point is, to me, if it's newsworthy, it's newsworthy. And I hate the fact that we have entered an era where news is covered via a lens of what you believe in and what you don't believe in, or what you agree with and what you don't agree with. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I also do understand why that is. Because there is a this show is a megaphone for combat sports, right? And so if you are applying a megaphone to somebody who has... Look, let's say it right here very clearly. Andrew Tate does not need help getting messages out, saying anything. He has his own platforms. He is widely popular with a certain fan base of his, and he does not need help. But there is an amplification that can happen in terms of being on the show. And the question of... What you're essentially saying is the question of, like, right or wrong doesn't come into play when it comes to the newsworthiness, right? The journalistic portion of this. If it's a story, we cover it and we talk about it and we potentially do this. But there is an argument on the other side of that, which is if the course of the interview, he is allowed to say things that are not necessarily aligned with the program, the network, the whatever, it creates this conflict and causes this kind of this upset with people for giving that opportunity to do that. Again, though, like, you have to put... ultimately, for me, I feel like the trust has to be in the person, right? I trust you, Ariel Helwani, to not allow it to be that, right? That is not what I think you would want from it. And so I trust that it wouldn't be an opportunity for somebody like Andrew Tate to just espouse these ideas and have the megaphone and have the platform to be able to do that. Again, he has his own platforms. They're major. It's not necessarily that kind of like exchange, but I do understand why there's a thought that the media has an opportunity to do that. But to me, that trust and that understanding of the responsibility there has to fall on the person, has to fall on the show, has to fall on the platform. And to me, I trust you. So I would never feel like we'd be put in that position, ultimately.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man, because like I wouldn't have someone like him on. And again, I haven't thought about this for a second, truly, because as I said to Darren, I don't think someone like Andrew Tate is going to fight Darren Till. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I thought this was going to be like, if he did fight, I thought it would be a tomato can, just to make himself look good, right? You go in there against Darren Till is probably going to knock you out.
Yeah. Based
on how he's fighting. So what's the upside? What does he need this for? Anyway, if he came on the show, I'm talking to him about why he's doing this. I'm not talking to him about how you think women should be treated and why you talk about them like... Now, there might be questions, obviously, about his legal issues, his arrests, all this stuff, ongoing legal issues, by the way, to the best of my knowledge. Nothing that's just sort of been done and he can move on with. So I don't know. There's a lot of shitty people in MMA. There's a lot of shitty people in MMA. And there's a lot of people that I don't agree with what they believe in. And there's a lot of people that I know don't agree with what I believe in. Here's a perfect example. I know I know, like, when it comes to the Middle East, I know how Muhammad Makayev feels. Muhammad Makayev went out and tweeted that he would never come on my show. Remember that? And the moment he reached out to me, I said, yeah, sure, you could come on. I'm happy to have you on. That's just how I could have easily, like, does my life change if Muhammad Makayev comes on my show? Does my life change if Khamzat comes on, or Imavov comes on, or Evloev comes on, or Islam comes on? Yeah, you get a spike here and then you're back to normal. But some of those guys, you don't even get the spike. You get what I'm saying? But I cover the news. I cover the news. I cover what's going on.
If you could have it your way, you talk to everybody. You talk to all
everyone.
of them.
Even
there would
even
be
the
nobody.
dudes I don't agree with, because they are in the news. That's how I view it.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm trying to, again, then these terms like clout chase or this, no. You did something that is newsworthy. You fought in a big fight. You had a big win. You were in a big spot. This is the show that talks about news, big moments, big wins. Here's an invitation. You don't want to come on, we'll talk about you. And that's that. That's just the format of the show. It's an interview heavy show. It's a guest-based show, guest-driven show. So I don't know.
Here's what the question I believe boils down to, and I'm putting you a little bit on the spot, but and I don't know if you've ever thought about this. Is there anybody who did not deserve to be interviewed? Is there a person in the world who's ever existed that you would say there is not a forum for them to be able to be interviewed?
That we eventually had that I regretted?
No, in the world, ever.
Course. Yeah, of course.
And so then the question becomes, who determines that line? And that is the crux of
anyone, like any walk of life?
Anybody.
Yeah, the dude at the bus stop doesn't deserve to be interviewed on this show.
No. Not this show. Media, right? As journalistic exercise. Is there a person who should not be interviewed?
Because they're shitheads?
For any reason. If the answer is yes, then ultimately now who becomes the arbiter of that line, and that becomes the crux of the conversation, right? How do we determine whether anybody deserves to be interviewed or not? And that becomes kind of the difficult conversation around it all.
I'll just say I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And to me, the common denominator is combat sports. I don't ask who did you vote for, this and that. Now the conversation could go in that direction. It irks me when someone the reason I got mad at Bryce Mitchell was because he used the show as a platform to talk nonsense, in my opinion. You clearly had a plan, and you were going to try to hijack the show and take it in a different direction. Now, I think I did a fine job of trying to banter and things like that, and try to steer it back. But ultimately, I didn't ask you those questions. You used the airtime to go off on other shit. I feel like I'm pretty lenient when it comes to these things. You want to come on and talk about stuff. You want to crack jokes. You want to get wild. You want to get a little kooky. Great, but from the text that he sent me beforehand, which was are we live? And the things that he was saying, are we going to be live and all that? I'm like, oh, okay. You had an agenda here. You wanted you showed up with the guns. You wanted to talk about Sandy Hook. You wanted to talk about COVID. You wanted to talk about this nonsense that I don't want to talk to you about. You could talk to someone else about it. And I already know how you feel about these things, but I'm still having you on to talk about your fight career. And I'm sort of trying to ignore all of that because you are a figure. This is a great MMA beat type of conversation, and I don't even know what the right answer is. I enjoy these types of conversations, and again, I don't even know what I would say if someone said, "Hey, do you want to have Andrew Tate on?" I don't know. I haven't thought of it because I never really believed that this was a real thing. But let's see. It's a good question. I appreciate you asking it. I don't know what my answer is, but I just hope that you guys understand how I view the show and how I view journalism, as opposed to how people on the internet talk about journalism and they confuse it with platforming and endorsing and subscribing to and things like that. I don't do that. So not everyone that comes on the show, not everyone that I talk to or talk about, I hope aren't people that I necessarily agree with, but I think we do a good enough job of compartmentalizing all of that. Abay, hello Ariel. When Aspinall versus Jones was still in talks, I recall there wasn't much appetite from the crew for Aspinall versus Gunn. Understandably, curious to know what's changed. I really feel this is actually a 50-50 fight. I don't know if I ever said that. I mean, obviously, Aspinall versus Jones is infinitely more interesting than Aspinall versus Gunn. I mean, just because it's John freaking Jones. But I don't remember any of us saying, if they don't make this fight, I hope they don't make that fight. In fact, what I remember, correct me if I am getting this wrong, us saying, if it's not Jones, it's probably going to be Gunn, and we're okay with that because Aspinall just goes back to work. Did anyone say otherwise? Was anyone on this Volkov train?
No.
I thought Volkov won the fight with Gon,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
because he wasn't awarded that, I knew they would give it to Gon.
But didn't we all say like the Gon fight had more history behind it and all that, and there was more beef there? And
I don't think anybody said Volkov over Gon at all. Like, we're
Yeah.
all fine with Gon. I don't think it's a great fight, but I
I have no problem with the
story
fight. It's fine. Get him back to work. He's a name.
Like Tom said, who else was he going to fight?
Right.
else?
And by the way, forget about Tom for a second. There's a story with Gon too. This is kind of his last shot.
Yeah.
This is his Joseph Benavidez, Uriah Faber. This
Maybe.
is. I mean,
Also,
Might
like
be
the
back
argument,
in there soon.
yeah.
the argument against Volkov, which we've mentioned several times, is like Tom Aspinall has finished Volkov in the first round.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah,
That's an important factor.
Yeah, like that is part of this.
Kevin. Hey, Ariel, I wanted to write in about the great conversation you had with Rampage Jackson last week. I thought it was a great conversation. You asked the questions that I believe everyone wanted answered. Even you pushing back on him saying he wanted his son in jail. Afterwards, you asked, how could a parent turn their back on a child in a time of need? I 100% agree with Rampage on this. Seems like Raja went against his father's advice. And as Rampage said, he ruined my name. I say this extremely respectfully. I think you have a blind spot on this. I only say this as someone who hasn't spoken to one of my parents in 11 years because of selfish decisions, poor choices, and a stubbornness you can't imagine. I also have family members who constantly run over their parents with no regard for their parents whatsoever. So I can understand why Rampage is handling the situation the way it is. Shout out to the BITB. And thank you, Ariel and crew, for the great content Monday through Friday and occasionally on Saturdays. I appreciate that. Maybe I'm coming from a position of, thank God I have a great relationship with my parents, and so I can't wrap my head around it. But perhaps if I was in a situation where something happened and someone had to be cut off, I could understand it. To me, though, I could only put myself in my own shoes and say, you know, God forbid I was ever put in a position that Rampage was in. He's right. He didn't do anything. He didn't sit there and tell his son to go into the ring and all that stuff. Now we could go further and be like, oh, did you verbally abuse him? Did you embarrass him to get them to this point? Who the hell knows? He says that's the relationship and all was good. You know, I think I would be there for my son, and I think I would have a very hard time not talking to them in their time of need. I would have a very hard time, quote unquote, cutting them off. But everyone's different, so I understand where you're coming from. I think some people had an issue with Rampage saying something to the effect of like he disrespected my name and all that. And then it's like, well, it's not about you. It's about him. He's a grown man. He's 25. He's not 6. Rampage isn't wrong because every article about this story was Rampage Jackson's son. But ultimately, that's the burden you take on as a parent. Yes, your kids' actions do reflect on you. And by the way, your actions reflect on your kids too. If you did something stupid, your kids would hear about it. So I understand it. All I was saying was I don't think I would do it. And I was just questioning how he gets to that decision. Christian. Hello, AH. Ariel, why haven't you spoken more on the Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather fight? It came out on Thursday night, and I just kind of looked at it and thought, again, honestly, I didn't think it was real. I'm still not even sure it's real. The company that is promoting it, I've never heard of. Now, Rick told me he has heard of it. You told me you have heard of it, right?
Yes, we used to work with them back when I was working with Glory. They were a news media arm as well as a streamer.
CSI Sports
CSI Sports, yeah.
Fight Sports.
Yeah.
What is this? Do we think this is a real thing? Does this fight happen?
That I don't think. No, but I'm telling you
Well,
that
which
they
part?
were a legitimate.
The real thing, or does it happen?
It does not happen.
Yeah, I just
They
don't.
were a legitimate. They're a legitimate company. They've been around for quite a while.
And by the way, I'm not trying to do the thing where it's like, oh, these guys shouldn't be fighting. Like, look, I was a part of the broadcast. Again, I was a part of the broadcast for Jake and Tyson, and you know, some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, you know, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is, and the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, you know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves to consume this. After the Jake Paul version of Mike Tyson, I don't think anybody's going to be interested.
Tyson will be close to 60 by the time this happens.
And Mayweather has been out of the spotlight for a lot longer now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's interest in that.
Does it happen, GC?
No.
No.
Which has more of a chance of happening, Connor? White House card or
White House
Mayweather
card seems
versus-
to be happening. I got to eat my curl on that one.
Yeah.
It's tough. Tyson Floyd. No.
no chance?
Also, even if it does happen, it's just like, who really cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not them at their highest level. It's an exhibition. Everybody will clown on it when it eventually does happen.
Tyson Jones?
There is a way that exhibitions can be fun. Tyson versus Roy Jones was actually like the best version of that, right? An exhibition that like I thought was exciting, delivered for the fans, but also that was so long ago for Mike Tyson. The version that we
It was
saw
like
against
early
Jake Paul-
50s.
Yeah, the version that we saw against Jake Paul just can't
Against
do it
the
anymore.
guy around his size, too. Floyd Mayweather is not that.
Roy's pretty small, but
So
no, not as small as Floyd though. Don't
Yeah,
you?
Roy fought at heavyweight at
Yeah,
one time.
Yeah, Floyd is very small.
Mike Roy was super interesting. It was in the, very kind of early stages of the pandemic.
Yeah.
8 months in, but we were
Yeah.
still kind of dark and depressed at that point. And like Tyson hadn't fought. It was nostalgic. It was
Yep.
Roy. Okay, so I got the appeal. I got the appeal of Jake because he was so much younger and he's, a novice compared to Tyson. I don't know. Okay, now what's the appeal here? You know what I mean? What's the hook?
Two
big
of the
names.
greatest boxers ever
Yeah.
to fight
Yeah.
each other.
Just, I feel like we just saw that with Tyson and Roy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the same hook.
I feel like Tyson and Roy didn't have the same like vast reach that
was a
Jake
big
Paul
deal.
versus.
Oh, no. Yeah, what I'm saying. Like we checked that one off with
Right.
Tyson Roy. Then we have the Jake thing. Okay, now is anyone I don't know.
Floyd finds his way into these exhibition
He does.
matches quite
By the way,
often.
I will say that video of him on the plane with the money, I was like, oh, fuck, we haven't seen this version of Floyd in a while. Like this cocky, rich version of him. I do miss that version of him.
Floyd Mayweather, the number one all-time bag getter, undisputed king.
I'd rather see
getting
Floyd
the bag.
versus Manny at this point after that
Fuck
Manny
yeah,
performance.
Oh, hell yeah. 10x, 100x. I
Hell
would rather
yes.
see that. Don't make it an exhibition.
Rick Hall. Hey, Ariel and the boys in the back. Are you registering for the 2026 World Cup tickets? Registration starts today. A lot of the games in the Northeast can't wait to see a month's worth of Fight Feast World Cup series. It's not a bad idea. I haven't looked into the registration. I did look into like the dates, and there's the first weekend. There's Toronto, Philly, Jersey, and I told my kids like, man, Toronto's for sure going to be Canada, I would think, and then Philly, Jersey are pretty close to each other. I would love to do it, but now I'm starting to get worried. I'm seeing all these videos about how the ticket prices are going to be insane. So I don't know.
I'm trying to go.
You're trying to go to everything?
I'm trying to like kind of like circle my sword around it. Like my brother lives out in San Francisco. Go to a game there. Drive up the coast of Vancouver to a game.
Yeah.
Have to go to a game here in New York. They got some games in Atlanta.
Yeah, we'll be sick.
I will be attending one, if not multiple World Cup games, though. No doubt about it.
Have you ever been to a World Cup game?
No. I mean, I haven't been traveling when it's going on, and last time we got one will be, 32 years?
Yes, I was there. Argentina.
Oh, have you ever been to a World Cup game,
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
There you go.
Argentina, Nigeria, no big deal.
Oh, we all remember Argentina, Nigeria, 94.
Actually, it's a very historic game.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
joking. Maradona's last World Cup game.
How could I forget?
He was taken off the field because he popped positive.
I agree.
It's one of the all-time classics. I was
Removed
sitting,
middle of the game?
swear to God.
They came out there.
Yes.
They're like, hey, Diego, you tested positive.
You think I'm joking?
They were
I'm
like,
not.
come on.
Okay, look it up.
Did they reach out there with like a giant pole
Look it
with a
up.
hook on the end and
He
grab
just
him by
left.
the neck?
He disappeared and never played again.
A la Antonio Brown?
Something like that. I don't get the
The
reference.
wave.
What? The Antonio Brown leaving in the middle of the game?
For
Last
real?
time we ever saw him?
No.
Bucks? Took off the jersey? Waved to everyone?
Running down the sideline.
It's like 2 years ago. Retired
Wow.
mid-game.
Is this the same guy who hosts CT ESPN?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh
that
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah, the founder of CT ESPN. And various blanks of the month.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
the
yeah,
other
yeah,
one.
Fill in the blank of the month.
Hard Out 345 says, the only thing GC says more than shout out is I was going to say. The only thing Ariel says more than it didn't sound right when I said it is he here?
I was
Anyway.
going to say, is he here?
It'll never be worse than Brian Battle. Know what I'm saying?
Someone,
know what I mean?
Someone, I mean, that's impossible to top. It's
By the way, I actually thought like the first half of, when was he on? Yesterday? No, Monday. I actually thought he was like trying to not say it.
there's like a guarantee he's going to say it. Someone commented on Boys in the Back last week. They said it was like Eric ultimately Jackman. He says
I didn't even know about this one.
ultimately.
Ultimately,
I feel like we
I
gotta.
agree with this.
Anytime we say something more than once, the comments will be like our name, middle name, something we said more than once, last name.
The worst is that you brought it up to Brian, and he admitted that it's like a tick, and that it gets worse when people bring it up to him because he's like trying extra hard to not say it, and then you know what I'm saying?
Shout out is a bit of a tick.
I think he was. By the way, who started Shout Out?
Keep my fucking name
I
out your
feel
mouth.
like I cribbed it from.
I thought I started it.
No, I feel like I
I'm
cribbed.
not gonna lie. I was
1999
gonna say
started
I thought I started it.
No, Jesus and Mero, and then I just like turned it into my vernacular and just shout out as just.
Wait. You're saying you started it?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm almost 100% sure I started it.
I was
With
like
what?
99% sure I started.
I always say shout out to this guy, shout out to that guy.
Yeah,
I
after
felt
I
like
said it.
I feel like you took that from me though.
Wow.
You took that from
Wait,
me.
you this whole time
Shout out to the shout out.
we all thought we were the originator. I was gonna make merch shout out with like the nose because
Oh,
That's
yeah.
100%
Oh,
BITB.
we would have
first,
taken
by
you
the
to
way.
court for sure.
Yeah,
that would have
that's
been a
BITB
copyright.
Wow,
That's BITB.
I'm actually flabbergasted.
What if I
right
told
now.
you I already patented?
Wow. All right.
Shout out.
Lithuania's own. Oh, by the way, what happened in the Eurobasket schedule? Did Lithuania win? Germany, Slovenia. Wow, Finland has advanced. That's great. Wait a second. Is that true?
Call up Modestus Bukowskis.
Yeah.
Finland 93, Georgia 79.
Who? Finland won?
That's what it says.
And what about Lithuania?
They lost to Greece yesterday.
Dang.
They lost the. Oh yeah, Giannis. All right, fair enough.
How about Norwegian soccer? On fire.
Hell yeah, Holland. What happened to my question? Okay, Bill's money line was the last leg of a 4-leg parlay, and I went to shower during the biggest lead for the Ravens, but left the TV on, came out, and to my surprise, you can imagine that I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought, how? Josh Allen is really him. Don't kiss the trophy, Unc. He is him.
Nobody reacted to that TikTok that I sent in the group chat
Nah, he's a
yesterday. I thought
fucking
that
man.
was fucking
He's
incredible.
the man. He's the man. Everything about him is the man. I adore that guy.
I sent the TikTok a guy saying like, it was like him doing a parody, and he's Josh Allen, and it was like, oh, we're down 100 points with 3 minutes to go. No, with 35 seconds to go. What am I going to do with the extra 5 seconds? And then just like more Josh Allen, like lore building. Not even Helwani reacted to. I was pretty.
There was something else going on at the same time.
What?
I don't remember, but it was something.
Something important.
Disgusting.
No. We were reacting.
I have been completely silent on all this Bills rah-rah bullshit. Like, I really don't participate when you guys are going over the top. I finally was like, all right, let me
dip
my toe in the water here, throw this out there. Nothing.
So
I know.
Not
hear from me.
We were
again the rest of the
reacting.
season.
You sent it, and then Jordan sent something about the Grand Arrivals, and we were reacting.
Oh yeah, the fucking Grand Arrivals.
Grand Arrivals buried
They
it.
were
quite grand.
incredible. So good. They were so good at arriving, man.
They were so good. And then we got into the.
They were grand.
Then we got into the Yankees choking, giving up 9 runs.
Yeah, you can't appreciate.
And then we got into the
and I
Phillies coming
supported
back.
you
It's
by
fine.
sending your guy
It was-
Buck Martinez talking shit about my Yankees, which he's done.
Yeah.
I think 75 days out of the season
Even
so
now,
far this year.
even now, I'm trying to get in, and you guys are talking bullshit.
Okay,
That's all right.
man.
No more. Not from me.
Yo, here's something.
Yeah.
Hey, can you send us that TikTok you were just talking about?
No, fuck you.
Hey, Rick, this is from Beef Wellington. Have you seen any new horror movies recently? Bring Her Back, Weapons, Together. Curious your thoughts on any.
Have
I only
seen
saw
all
Bring
three
Her
of those.
Back, Insane, same directors as Talk to Me.
Yes, I've seen all 3 of those. Liked all 3 very much. My favorite being Weapons. I think Weapons is up there with Sinners for the best of the year. So go see Weapons, Zach Krieger. Incredible movie. Not as like jump scary pure horror as Barbarian, which was his first effort that everybody loved and was a smash sensation. But just as good a film, if not better, in my opinion. And really, really unique, doing unique things in horror. So love all 3 of those, actually. 3 great movies. Dave Franco and Alison Brie piloting together. Great movie as well. So
Should we start
I like this person's
a sort of like uncrowned
movie
pod?
All right, so
Absolutely.
Rick goes and sees every single movie that comes out, from K-pop Demon Hunters
Shout out.
all the way to the
Great
shittiest
film.
scary movie that ever comes out.
Shout
and he's
out.
always like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it was fun. Oh, man, I loved that. No matter how shitty the movie is, he'll always be like, no, it's actually a pretty good movie. And then you ask him about critically acclaimed, award-winning
Oh, yeah,
movies
yeah.
like a Lord of the Rings, and he's like, dog shit. It's complete dog shit. Oh, did you see Harry Potter? Oh, yeah, it was so great until they made the movies, and then it was dog shit. And it's just like, man, did you see Kill Me Now 17? And he's like, yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was
Yeah.
pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Cinematography,
Oh, the cinematography.
the lighting.
Oh, I resemble that remark. That's fantastic and accurate. Lord of the Rings sucks.
Do you
I'm reading the books now.
Do you listen to the K-pop soundtrack with your kids?
My girls, not my
He was
2-year-old
singing
son.
it.
My 2-year-old son hums Golden, and he doesn't know how to speak yet. He can't form
Is that
words.
the one with the
Yes.
I was afraid?
Yes.
We're
yes, that
going
one.
up, up, up. I've never
This is my
seen it.
moment.
I only know this because he walks around
good.
singing it.
So good.
I saw a girl walking around like a 5-year-old girl walking around the city, head to toe.
It's
K-pop
gonna be
Demon
it's gonna
Hunter
be the #1 costume for Halloween.
Djokovic
My
did,
daughter already.
won a match and did like the drink celebration.
Yeah,
Pop it up or whatever.
my older daughter Avery is already ordering the Roomy wig. She's the main character in K-pop.
See, like I asked him about this, and I was just like, "Oh, is it like strictly for kids?" He's like, "No, as an adult, you could definitely enjoy it. There's a lot of cinematic factors that you could seriously enjoy, and the soundtrack is brilliant." And then Lord of the Rings, he's just like, "Dog shit. They didn't even try."
Scarface. Shit. Chase Burns, what's up, Ariel and crew? Do you know if there is a time during the pay-per-view events when they specifically show the names on the canvas? I can't believe this guy's asking me this because just this past Saturday when they were like scanning the octagon and I saw the names, I was like, who's paying for this? They never actually show the names. Like, you cannot see it. Unless they give it to you afterwards, they cut it up or they send you a picture. I don't know how much it costs. I found out that my friends went together to get my name on the canvas for $320, so I'm hoping to get a chance to actually see it during the show without watching every second of the broadcast between fights. I got bad news. I don't know if you're ever going to see it.
I believe they do send it out. I believe they send out.
Okay, they send it out, but they don't show it during the broadcast.
No, they don't.
They don't say, hey, thanks to Michael Smith of Rockford, Illinois.
The one they zoom in on is your name so that they can do the
My name?
promo. No.
Oh.
Quotes, quotes, your name, so that they can do the promo to say your name can be right here.
Oh, your
And then
name.
they show that one.
So do you
Michael
think?
Smith from Rockford, Illinois is watching right now, and he's like,
Hey, who me? I was just waiting. Frank was gonna do the who me, but
He's a sip.
Aaron. No.
"Thought you complete
Do you think if I paid? By the way, how much is it?
1,000."
1,000?
Yeah, but
That's
then they cut it off and put it on a
Okay.
frame for you and send it.
And that's
are
an
you
extra
saying?
thing.
Are you shrugging? That's it?
No.
Literally
I'm
just-
saying, are there tiers?
No.
Okay, so
1,000.
do you think if I paid my 1,000, they put my name?
Yeah, because I think they could also assume that maybe someone was doing it as a prank, but like they're just like, all right, $1,000. Thanks for the grand, bro.
Right, that's a good point.
And it will never be shown on the broadcast.
Yeah.
and
Good point.
they'll just
Who's really-
mail
You'll
out
never
some-
see it.
Who's
some-
really?
They'll come
slack.
in prematurely and like pour fake blood on it. So
Yeah.
no.
Now the real flex would be if you got every single slot for an event and your name was
Wow.
littered around the
that
canvas.
actually wouldn't be a flex because they would be like, oh yeah, it's so funny.
$300,000.
His name's littered around it. He paid us 300 grand for that. I guess that's ad space though.
Yeah,
How many spots are there?
there's a
They're
bunch.
so small, there's
they're
gotta be a
just-
lot.
So, like they're legit using like 6.
Who's winning in that arrangement? Me getting my name on the canvas or them getting my money?
UFC getting
Okay.
Yeah, them.
Alright.
Big
Yeah.
time.
And then you would get 1,000 plaques with your name on it.
Give them out. Holidays, here you go.
Oh, you didn't know I was in the
Yeah,
canvas.
yeah,
I
yeah.
bought the entire canvas at UFC 301, Pantoja.
Want me to
Ursa.
sign this for you?
Oh, you bought the entire canvas? No, actually, what I really bought was like my name, like in really, really small font all the way around.
It's
You can still get your name on the 321 canvas for a nice $5.99.99.
They
was
dropped
it
it.
discount.
Yeah, you get
Must have not
discount.
been selling.
And then
I'll
you
get
get
two. I'll
like a
take
little frame of the picture of the
Yeah.
octagon and your name.
Well,
And I can't believe that we haven't done this.
Does that mean they weren't selling them out and they were putting fake names down to make it appear filled?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Your
the,
name
the
here.
picture just says like your name. Do you think they send that one the way that they show on the broadcast when
This
they send
sounds
you like
familiar.
the thing?
You only get your name. You don't
Exactly. You don't get the one that you actually paid
God.
for. It just says
What
your
sounds
name.
familiar, Frank?
I made the same joke a few weeks ago.
Nari asks, "Hi Ariel, since you've become such a cultured and refined gentleman after your trip to Italy, ciao ragazzo, I thought it would be best for you to know that Finland is not considered part of Scandinavia, but is in fact a Nordic country." Did I say that? I don't think that was me. I think that was someone else.
Who, me?
Scandinavia specifically refers to the countries of Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, which share a common linguistic and historical heritage rooted in the North Germanic languages. While a part of Finland is on the Scandinavian peninsula, it is distinct Finno-Ugric language and separate history from the Scandinavian kingdoms, excluded as part of Scandinavia. Not trying to be pedantic, but rather just a homie trying to stop a refined homie from looking the fool. Consider this knowledge my gift in return for the Panini to Panino facts. Thank you, Nari. Much love from Finland, the home of Ludwig Borga.
Wow. Shout out Ludwig Borga.
You know him?
No. I think I
Former-
butchered his name.
Yeah, Borga, former WWE or WWF wrestler who then became a politician in Finland.
Legend.
P.S. If Andrew Tate is as alpha as he says, then he should prove it to the world and fight Till. Not a bad shout.
We don't care.
Ian from Wigan, or is it Ian from Wigan? I don't think so. I think it's Ian from Wigan. Hello, Ariel and crew. Long time since writing a question. Welcome back. But have you guys seen the new Naked Gun movie with all the UFC and WWE cameos plus Gaethje versus Usman at the end of the movie? Yo, no spoilers, bro. I've not seen it.
Rick has seen it.
Is it good?
I missed it. What did I see?
Naked Gun.
I have seen it. It's great.
Was it good? Yeah?
Really good.
I've not seen it.
I will say this: if you did not see, if you are not a fan of the original films, like if that's not going to touch a nostalgia bone for you, then you might hate it. It might not be your cup.
I'd like
of
to
tea.
see it.
Have y'all seen Airplane?
Yes.
Yeah,
many
way
times.
back in
Love
the
it.
day.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Yeah, I was talking to someone who had no idea what Naked Gun is or
Oh,
any of
those
the
are good,
airplanes
yeah.
What are they, 12?
or who Leslie Nielsen is. No, they're in their 30s. I was like, what?
We need to out this person. Who is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, tell us.
No.
Shame
No.
them.
I know who
They'd
it
they'd
is
be
now.
quite upset.
I would like to see it, but as you guys know, I'm not a big movie goer. Every time I see an ad, I saw the extended trailer for The Smashing Machine yesterday. I just can't wait to see that movie. Can't wait. And we were talking about this. Last time I saw the doc was probably 2001 or something, or 2000 when it came out. I kind of feel like the move is watch the doc, then go watch the movie, refresh my memory. But you guys disagree.
Yeah,
Watch
flip it.
watch the movie. Allow yourself to have forgotten things about the documentary, experience the acting performances, and then you can go back.
I kind of want to see how close it is.
No,
But then
'cause
you're just doing an academic exercise, not enjoying a film.
you can
distracting.
You can see how close they were on the reverse of that, and it'll also be cool to be like, wow, this is what it really looked like.
Yes.
This is crazy. Instead of going from the actual Mark Kerr to the Rock Mark
clan.
Kerr,
Yeah.
who's
That's
a
what I
little
was
goofy
thinking. But
looking.
I'll probably.
You will suspend your disbelief better if you don't watch the doc
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't want to know the things that they left out. They're definitely going to leave some things out.
And all I'll say, and perhaps we could clip this off and tag the man. If you guys remember when I shot my shot with The Rock, way back in the day, 2019, ESPN era, it was because I was live tweeting when they made the announcement prior to the MSG card 241, 44, whatever it was. I think it was 44. When he announced that he'd be doing this movie, it was November of 2019, had the big announcement. He was a part of the BMF title fight, all that stuff. And then some 6 or so days later, he replied to the tweet. Like I was just in attendance saying like The Rock has announced that he got the rights to Smashing Machine, and I was doing the live tweet thing. And then he responded to it and said, thanks for the coverage. But it was 5 or 6 days later. And then I shot my shot and said, hey, I host this show. Why don't you come on? And it was crazy because he then replied right away and said, yeah, sure, we'll be in touch. And then within an hour, I had an email in my inbox from his team like laying out how this is going to work. He said it was the first time he was on a live podcast. All I'm saying is 6 years later, Rocky, let's complete the circle here. You came on when the film was announced. Let's come on to promote the film. What do you say? What do you say, Rocky? Do it for the little guy. A lot has changed in our lives since then. It's critically acclaimed. We're big supporters, big fans. Come on the program. Let's have a chat. What do you guys say? You think he does it?
Yeah, come on, Rock.
That was a big show. That was such a great show because I think we had The Rock, Nick Diaz on that show, the pre-tape at 1 a.m. at the ESPN Seaport Studios.
What an interview that was. Oh,
It
I
was
remember that.
It was insane. Yeah, they killed it. Rose, her number got leaked. It was a mess, but it was also great. Also, by the way, Ian says, P.S. The Panini FL, PFL Panini FL segment was fantastic. We need it as a regular slot. Let's go. I could do it every day if you guys want, but we're not doing it for free. That was a quid pro quo. Revolting Blob asks, would you ever consider having Kaposa on as a guest? Absolutely. We've asked him to come on in many ways, shapes, and forms. But
The real question is, would Kaposa ever consider coming on as a guest?
no, I don't think so. He's turned us down.
Yeah, I don't think he would either.
He's an enigma. We don't even know his real name.
I like it like that.
Barely Paris says, hello, Ariel. What does 6'7" mean? Honestly, I have no idea. So I'll tell you a funny thing about this 6'7". I think I kind of heard my kids talking about it like a month or so ago. Then when we were on vacation, I was counting our luggage, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all scattered. And my son Walter, in the midst of that, goes 6'7", and I'm like, why'd you have to freaking, you distracted me, And then he tells me, he's like, no, I was just doing the 6'7" thing. And then I saw the Brian Dayball 6'7" thing, and now I'm starting to hear everyone say 6'7". And then I looked it up last week, and I'm still not quite sure because they told me it was in reference to a LaMelo Ball thing, but then it was in reference to some rapper and where he lives in Chicago. I don't understand how this became a thing. I know it's a thing that, kids say, and they have their own language. Like, we went from the skibbity, like the brain rot stuff, to now just a language where it's, aura and riz and sold, you're selling and you're cooked and all this stuff. And 6'7" isn't really a part of that, but it's sort of a part of it because they say it. I don't know. It's all very confusing. I don't really know. Do you guys know what 6'7" is?
I'm aware of it, but I have never cared to look into the origin of it.
And then Jim Nance said it.
That's how you know it's completely jumped the shark and washed, and
Yeah.
nobody gives a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is, GC?
Once elderly people are...
I'm with Rick. I'm aware that it's a thing, but I wouldn't know when to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never is the answer.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. Yeah, kids these days, they have their own.
This always happens. There's always.
I don't remember us having a language.
Nah, you did.
What?
You definitely did.
A language?
Dude, you definitely did.
Are you guys familiar with the legendary ballerina Cappuccina?
No.
Nah, man. I'm fucking 32 years old.
Bro, you're not familiar with Italian brain rot.
No.
There's an Italian brain rot, and there's a character called Ballerina Cappuccina, and it's all like, you don't know about this.
Dude, no, I don't know about this. Don't act so surprised, man.
Because it would have been on TikTok for me, but I have not seen
No,
Ballerina
you couldn't be more wrong. In fact, I just want to say
More wrong about what?
about
Yeah, what are we wrong about, man? We don't know about these senseless teenage trends.
this is not teenage. It's actually probably
Nobody is saying that it doesn't exist, and you're not telling us. I just don't.
I'm saying
I'm
I
not aware of
don't
it.
give a fuck.
whoa, chill, bro. The Bills did something on it.
Oh, no wonder he knows about it. He
Yeah.
got it from.
Look.
That's Ballerina Cappuccina.
So they showed pictures,
I've never heard of Italian brain rot. Who do you think this is?
and then they showed pictures.
Oh, that's Ballerina Cappuccino. Probably
Wait, I think I have. I think I may have seen.
What is the actual Ballerina Cappuccino? Oh, that's her?
Yeah, and then there's another one.
That's a chimpanzee banana knee.
Mojo Jojo. George. Chimpanzini.
Mojo Jojo, that's Powder Puff.
Chimpanzini Banani.
Orangutan green banana.
Oh, this guy.
That's Tralilero Tralala.
Tralilero Tralalala. That's a.
I'm glad I don't know what this is. Now that I've seen this video, I'm very glad I
I
don't know what
asked,
this is.
so the pictures came up, and I asked my kids, and they knew all of them.
Of course they did.
Of course they do, man. They're teenagers. They're on trend. They know what's going on.
Mikey Z asks, do you think Roger Jackson hasn't been arrested due to some sort of waiver they all might have signed? Maybe because Stu hasn't pressed charges? Also, when it's all said and done, do you think his MMA career is over, or is there a world where he could fight again? I mean, of course he can fight again. Also, he hadn't fought in 2 years, and he only fought once. I am no legal expert. I'm a little surprised there hasn't been an arrest, but it sounds like everyone was saying in the aftermath there won't be one.
I feel like he will be back in MMA or wrestling for sure. Just consider what Chael Sonnen said when Craig was looking for somebody to fill in CJI. He said, first name that I would have thought of was Raja Jackson. Somebody else will have that thought too.
Yeah. The story has kind of died down a little bit. My sister-in-law was actually reading the New York Post and showed me that we were on page 2 of the New York Post, a little blurb, Rampage talking about cutting off his son. Could you believe that? Like literally you open the Post and there it is. Right next to some sort of Titanic star talking about her jeans or something like that.
The star of Titanic.
Yeah. So I don't know. Everyone went crazy over it. And I don't know. But yes, he's going to pop up again and he'll capitalize. Maybe he'll be on some sort of like Surreal Life or something. Do they still do those shows?
I don't think so.
No. Jeremy, hi, Ariel. Always loved your insights behind the scenes. Therefore, I'm sad you don't answer these questions anymore. Still, I'll try. I try to answer as many as possible. What's the story regarding John Jones's management? Kawa brother, Richard Schaefer, back to the Kawas. He's still with them. He's with the Kawas. He's with Abe in particular. Him and Malky, not as close, but Abe and him are very tight. And another try due to the recent news. Why hasn't Brian Ortega been on the show in recent years, and what's your relationship with him? I have no issues with Brian Ortega. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know who manages Brian Ortega. Oh, you know what? It might be Tiki. Is it Tiki? I really don't know. There is no, as far as I'm concerned, there is no issues whatsoever with Brian Ortega. I don't remember the last time he was on. He hasn't been so active. Like prior to this fight, the last time he fought was a year ago, and he lost that fight. And so I wasn't going to have him on after that. And then if you recall, like leading up to that fight, we were on hiatus. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know if there's been like a major reason to have him on. Obviously, I'd have him on all the time, but there's no, like, he fought Aljo. We were away. He lost that fight. Obviously, tough time for him. Prior to that was a year. And then prior to that was the February win over Yair in 24. I guess that would be the last time. And then prior to that was 2 years. So, no real reason, I'm sorry to say. But going back to Jones, he's still with the Cows. He did leave, and then he went back with Abe. Ryan, hey, Ariel. Since you had Corey Anderson on the show, any chance of getting Frankie Edgar? No, I don't think so. BKFC wanted to have Frankie on to announce the comeback, and that was squashed. My general assessment seems to be, for whatever reason, PFL has told their manager, hey, you can't pull that shit here. Obviously, UFC is not going to do that, and BKFC, I guess, didn't want to do it, which is crazy to me. It's because, like, hey, we're bringing Frankie out of retirement. Like, we want him to come on a show to announce it. Just let us do it. But it was done, and then it wasn't done. So, who the hell knows? Also, great interview with Maven. The interviews with wrestlers always seem to be awesome, especially when they're in studio. I agree. I love the wrestling interviews, and hopefully we get to do more of them. But I really, really enjoy them. They're just such fascinating people. Where's the new merch? Working on that. Actually moving our stuff to another warehouse. So that's why the site is down right now, because of the shipping. But hopefully, I would say by November, there's going to be new merch. It's just kind of tough. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But we do have some exciting things I'm very, very excited about. So please, bear with me. GC, blind rank these Georgia football players. Todd Gurley.
Oh, God.
AJ Green.
Oh,
wait.
Oh, no.
Yes, you're right. My bad. Fuck.
Wait.
All right.
I have to go one by one?
Yeah.
Ay, Jesus. I know he's going to throw someone in there.
All right. Todd
You got
Gurley.
2 off the bat.
Yeah,
so
Todd
you know.
Sorry, I fucked that up.
Todd Gurley, 2.
AJ Green.
3.
Brock Bowers.
Oy. Fuck. He can't be 4. Oh, man. I'm going to go 1, but this might get ugly.
Okay, so he is 1.
I'm putting him 1 because he was just so nasty.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
Kicker, 5. Legend, hot rod, shout out.
Frank Sinkwich, the 4th.
Oh, the Heisman winner from like 1942, 4. I'm happy with those rankings.
All right.
I'm actually very happy with those rankings.
Damn, you did good.
Shout out to Brock Bowers,
I
legend.
think I knew AJ's not the quarterback, right?
No, AJ Green, legendary wide receiver. Great NFL career. Bengals, Cardinals.
Gurley Rams. The other 3 sound like
Bowers? Brock Bowers is in the league right now, like the best receiver that the Raiders have. Tight end. Absolutely dominant.
Rodrigo Blankenship sounds like ballerina cappuccino to me. Like, it doesn't seem like a real
Bro, hot rod, game-winning field goal.
By the way, I was going to call him Rodrigo.
55-yard field goal to cut the lead by 3 at halftime in the Rose Bowl 2017. Punched the ticket to the national championship against Alabama, where we unfortunately lost. Went to the Colts. Was a kicker for the Colts. He's a legend, but he's 5th. Frank Sinkwich. What a deep dive there.
The 4th.
Yeah.
Do you know about the 3rd?
Don't even know about the 2nd.
What about Syracuse
the
football?
1st?
Did you see that they beat UConn and then he made them run sprints afterwards, the coach?
Cool.
No, like on the field, in front of everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hardo move.
Hardo what?
Hardo move.
What does that mean?
You don't need to make him run sprints in front of everyone.
He's saying he's a hardo. He's like a tryhard.
You won the game and then you made him run sprints?
Yeah.
What is
Suicide. You think it was too much?
Hardo move. What's the message there, bro?
Well, he needs more effort.
Put him in the locker room.
All right, fine.
Chew
I
him out.
agree.
All right,
Make him work on Monday.
Muscle Milk Mike. Hey, Ariel. Muscle Milk Mike here. Shout out to the boys in the back and the GOAT Pizzi. In honor, Pizzi not with us. He had a scheduling conflict, but we do love him, and perhaps maybe later in the day.
The way you said that, you know?
Not with us today.
It just always sounds
no
not
longer
good.
with us would be what you were implying.
In memoriam to Pizzi.
In honor of UFC being in San Antonio this weekend, I have one question to ask you. Who's your daddy, Montreal? Shawn Michaels' voice. Still one of the best heel promos ever. Thank you for everything you and the team do for us. I'll be at Noche this weekend. Looking forward to another great Texas card. There's a thing online. Thank you, my friend. Do you guys feel like Noche is being under-promoted?
No, just because of the size of Canelo Crawford, and also this is the least stacked Noche card that they've put out.
I kind of like it. I mean, I like the main event.
I mean, it's a good card. I'm saying it's a decent card. But
It's not a good card.
It's not last year's, and it's definitely not 2023's
But
either.
last year's was a pay-per-view sphere.
Last year's pay-per-view. 2023 was not. 2023 was significantly better card.
Title fight.
Yeah.
First one. Yeah.
The main event is elite, and everything else is kind of.
John Silva's doing a great job, though.
Oh yeah,
Him and Diego, him crying when he saw the poster. Did you see that?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It doesn't take
emotional.
much to get him to cry, though. So the
Bro,
idea, like,
chill. What do you mean?
what do you mean? Like
I
this
had the
guy gets
same thought. I had the
emotional
same
standing in the octagon.
Yeah, look at this, man. Look at the emotion here. No one believed. They all thought I was crazy. This is great stuff. Look at this. This is raw. This is human.
Let me just say, for the record, nobody's saying it's not raw. Nobody's saying it's not human. John Silva cries a lot. That's what I'm saying.
He is a hyper emotional person.
Yes.
I dig that about him.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm not saying it's a negative thing.
Yeah, we like it.
All right. Hey, crew, this is from Gary. My question is for GC. When you bet, do you ever place hedge bets, or is hedging for cowardly degenerates?
It's absolutely not for cowardly degenerates. I would actually say that hedging is the opposite of being a degenerate because it's trying to guarantee that you profit. I do occasionally, like if I have a big parlay and then it's finishing with a heavy favorite and there's a massive underdog that it's easy to hedge out of, yeah, I will hedge.
Well, you know what I hate when people bet, like let's say you're a hardcore Knicks fan and they're playing the Celtics, you bet on the Celtics.
The emotional hedge.
Hate that. That is that is cowardly.
To me, at that point, just stay out of it. Just don't bet at all.
How could you have any sort of rooting interest whatsoever, any sort of ties to the other team? How, like, so you're saying, okay, if I would have bet on the Ravens, I would have been happy if the Ravens would have won that game. No, I wouldn't have been.
Here it is. It's almost just like, how much would you pay for the Knicks to win this game? Say it's game 7, they're playing whoever, it's minus 110 each way. Like, it's essentially like, how much would you pay for the Knicks to win this? Let's just say it's $1,000. So you bet $1,000 on the other team. So the Knicks lose. You're obviously distraught. You're distressed. You're like, damn, this sucks. But at least I got $1,000.
I just don't look at it that way. Like I would be Bills Ravens, right?
Yep.
If the Bills would have lost that game, came all the way back and lost, I wouldn't have been like, well, at least I won $1,000. I would be pissed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd still be pissed off, but at least you're $1,000.
And then, okay, Bills come back and win. Am I annoyed that I didn't win the $1,000?
Well, see, that's the thing. How much are you willing to pay? This is someone. I'm not an emotional hedger. I would never emotionally hedge on a.
I don't get it.
Game.
I don't get when people do that. What's happening back there with?
Come on, man. Let us cook.
I intentionally left the mic open. Rick's framing up old.
Great question
El
here.
Gran Chango.
Great question here. Who me 3? Good morning. The question on everyone's mind: who in the back brought an entire? I should have read this out.
Okay.
An entire
Please. You have
3-pound bag of mandarins to work.
How do they see that?
Frank,
how did they know?
Look, some of us have scurvy, all right? We're trying to fight
Frank
it
out
off.
here off camera, peeling oranges.
They're communal.
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. You got to finish this. Area.
Yeah, this is killing me.
There's Frank out here peeling oranges to the team. Diabolical.
Okay, so breaking the fourth wall here. Jordan brings them in regularly. I do eat my fair share of them, as does Ariel, as does Jordan.
Jordan also doesn't bring them in. There's a grocery store close by, and he buys them. And
so then carries them up here, right?
Yeah, but it's not like he goes to the grocery store, brings them home, and then brings them all the way back in.
He washes each one.
That's not true.
I do wash the oranges. Apples, questionable.
He doesn't wash any of them.
I mean, Ariel came in yesterday after the show. He was like, can I have one? I'm like, they're here for everybody. He goes, are you sure? Proceeds to eat a quarter of the bag.
Ended up having 2 or 3 of them.
That's so
Tried
crazy.
to Venmo.
He's put me on a
Classic.
1 per hour restriction.
I mean, there are times where I'm sitting here and it just smells like a citrus factory, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I look over and there's just the shards of what used to be a 3-pound bag of clementines.
Okay.
Scurvy be real, yo.
GC, do me. Oh, there it is. All right. Okay. Is our guest here? As it looks like I'm. Okay, it looks like I'm a high now because I was crying. Looking forward to talking to this guy. I haven't talked to him in a while. He is fighting on this weekend's aforementioned Noche UFC card against Diego Ferreira. Big fight for him. He's on quite a roll as of late. He's won 3 in a row, and we just saw him less than a month ago in Chicago knocking out Chase Hooper. He is the man known as El Gran Chango, a.k.a. the Great Ape. Now, I'm not sure if does Great Ape translate into Gran Chango? Let's find out. Let's talk to Alexander Hernandez joining us from San Antonio. Hello, Alex. How are you?
What's up, man? Long time.
Long time, yes. What does Gran Chango mean?
It's a loose translation, but it's essentially the Great Ape.
Oh, okay. All right.
Grand Monkey.
For a second, I actually thought that your camera was frozen.
Yo, is my reception coming through all right? Yeah. Is my reception coming through okay? I might need to adjust the Wi-Fi.
Oh, you look crystal clear to me, but if I'm not clear to you, then if you want to disconnect and come back, that's cool.
Nah, we'll give it a go. Let's run it.
There's a little bit of a delay. It's almost like you're a war correspondent in the Middle East right now, and there's like a 5-second delay in between answers.
I do feel like I'm on a call with India. Let me exit out, and then I'll jump back in.
Okay, cool. There he is. At first, I thought he was.
Never fixes anything.
He just made Rick's day.
hot mic'd Rick.
He just made Rick's day.
Don't turn on the mic when he's mid
No,
pitch.
I did it on purpose.
Here, have a Clementine, Rick. Chill out.
We'll get the big monkey back.
Jesus.
What was I?
That's the precise translation.
Okay.
Gran Chango is.
He was a little bit perturbed, was he not?
No, not until you mentioned it. It made it super awkward.
I didn't mention anything. I just asked him if Gran Chango meant grade 8.
No, then you were like,
Loose.
Is
Big
it
monkey.
really delayed?
I didn't say that. I don't remember saying that.
Gosh, you look
like a mess.
You look like you just sneezed 15
I thought
times.
Well, honestly, I feel like he came on and he's like, what the fuck's going on here? Why am I doing this?
He was doing a bit, yeah.
He logs on. It's us talking about clementines.
So is he coming back or not?
Nah.
Well, now we're
By the way,
now we're gambling.
I feel like there's a great chance he doesn't come back and he's like, you know what? I forgot how much I hated this guy.
He's already halfway down the hall, and they're like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Oh, fuck that guy."
Yeah. Here, I'm fixing my DeBella espresso cup, because
the El Gran Chango shirts are pretty sick. I can't.
They are great. When did that become a thing?
I think it's for Noche UFC.
Okay. Oh.
Wow.
It's a great question for a guest
Look at the
that
merch.
you just got rid of.
Oh my God. You think it's just for Noche UFC?
For sure, dude. Look at the merch.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Shout out to Bourne for this. Diego Lopez was wearing their hat yesterday.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you've blown my mind. I love that. What is Born for This? It's a new company?
Yeah, I was asking you.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Diego Lopez was wearing it yesterday. I guess we could have asked him. I
So
guess we can ask El Gran Chango.
Stop doing that. Is he just not coming back, or
Well, this is what happens.
do you think he's like
He's
legit?
probably trying to find better Wi-Fi and realizing it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, he was unhappy. I felt like he was
No.
unhappy.
Well, Frank, you're from San Antonio.
I love
Tell him
talking
where
to
to go
Alexander
for the
Hernandez.
good Wi-Fi.
Just on the Riverwalk.
I like talking to him
That's on the
because
Alamo.
he's a straight shooter. He's a
He's a
nothing,
straight shooter. He's
no
the man.
nonsense guy.
28 days since his last fight.
Has it been 28? I guess by the time it happens,
Saturday.
yeah. My favorite thing about his
yeah,
last
there
fight.
it
Look at this.
Rob Font, 203.
Days. Oh wow.
Gastelum, 98 after that Joe Pfeiffer fight.
Shout out to MMA Spear. My favorite thing about his last fight in the post-fight press conference, someone asked him, "What's your team name this week?" Because I guess they change their team name all the time, and he said, "Team No Thanks." And then they said, "Why?" And he said, "No thanks."
No, they said, "Do you care to explain that?"
Yeah.
No, thanks.
It was so. Okay, he's back. Let's see. Is he there? Alexander Hernandez, is he there? Yeah, there he is.
There we go. All right, cool.
Hey, by the way,
Chris.
it just I just figured it all out. Gran Chango, Noche UFC, Grade Ape. You changed it for this. Is that right? You changed it for this fight week.
Yeah, but honestly, I just want to run it straight through because I really dig the moniker. I like it a lot. So
I think you should stick with it. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I like it. I really dig it. So I'm gonna.
Congrats on all your success lately. You're on a roll, 3 in a row. The last one was great. I've enjoyed this renaissance. This Alexander, we've been watching you for a long time, but what's the difference now? Why is it all seemingly coming together for you?
I don't know, man. Known some tremendous failure and seen some glimpses of great success, and I've just been trying to stay steady through the whole thing. I feel like we've just caught a nice groove. Having more fun than ever with the crew I'm with. I wish we had a name to give you. This week where the Luis Garul's on the card, he let me join it. So this week with Los Chupacabras. But yeah, we just got a good thing going with the guys, and it's a much more intentional crew. So everything we do is just a little bit more focused. I honestly feel like I might even be training less than I've ever trained before. But just the work is so much more direct, deliberate, and we've got good energy the whole way through, man. Just kind of leveled out between the ears a little bit better, and I feel like it's just kind of coming together.
When did the new
Not this
name?
chair situation, man.
Okay. You don't like it?
Sorry. It's like a little. It's my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. When did the new name every fight week thing start?
Well, we never decided on an official team name. We've kind of gone back and forth a lot, and so whoever's fighting that week gets to pick the name.
Okay. And so, did you pick No Thanks last time?
That's right. Yeah.
And why did you pick No Thanks?
It's kind of like pass on that. Team rather not. The ambiguity is to go with it. So
I loved it. I love the way you delivered that at the press conference too. When someone asked you to expand on it, you said no thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was probably the highlight of my my UFC 319 viewing experience. That exchange.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, that was kind of the motif for that. So yeah, we kind of try to find our themes, and then again, whoever's camp it is, we ride behind them, and they kind of take charge of the name and the identity for the fight week.
The other line, of course, as you know, was the big balls, average size. You said that line that seemed to have gone everywhere.
People do seem to enjoy when I mention my dick. It seems like.
But can I ask, what were you trying to say there? You came in a little too cocky, and you had to humble yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I had a high hubris in the beginning, and really didn't have like any of like the experience of veteranship to back it. So I was all kind of piss and vinegar whenever I stepped on the scene, and now I feel like I've just kind of again sort of leveled out and can really deliver on words and actions. And I say less these days. I really try to stay out of everything just because peace of mind is kind of the ultimate goal. And so I just feel like these days just done a better job of finding a balance. I know what I know now. Then I didn't really know anything. I just thought I had that debut and I was like, oh man, this shit should be really easy. And it's not really easy. And so it took a little bit of time to kind of organize it. And I think just having the right guide as well. The worst thing for a good fighter is a bad coach. And I think for a little bit, we're kind of getting pulled in some too many mixed directions. And a lot of times I'd finish fights and just kind of be left looking in the mirror, wondering how to pick up the pieces and get back to it. And now I feel like we've got a real just technical, strategic approach to everything that we do, which just sounds really, rudimentary. Like that should just be the thing that we're all doing. But a lot of times you don't. And so now we're really deliberate. We're really strategic in everything we do. I don't do a lot of superfluous work just for the sake of doing it. Everything kind of has a purpose, and really starting to identify my own game because I feel like I've been pulled in a lot of directions in the sense of if you look at the fights, you've seen a number of styles from me, and now I just feel like we're starting to organize and articulate a style that's really effective and that's going to work across. Hopefully we'll see it pan out from Hooper a few weeks ago to Federa now, and see just sort of me exemplify the style that I'm working.
What would you say was the turning point where you did kind of have to regroup and for lack of a better word, humble yourself to get to the point that you're at now?
Man, I've had a few turning points. It's funny because people always talk about the cowboy thing, but fuck, man, I'm 32 now, so I've eaten a lot of shit since then and grown up a lot. So really, I mean, I was still pretty hot after that in my mind, and I would say one of the biggest turning points. One of the biggest turning points in my career was the Quarantillo fight. I cut down to 45 to just try to make a change. I kind of felt like an in-betweener for a long time. Now, for the first time, I feel confident in my size and stature. I feel good at 55. I don't have really insecurity about it. Fighting Moicano, I felt like I was fighting my dad. I was like, dude, this guy's fucking huge. I felt like I was at a 15-pound weight deficit stepping into the cage. And that wasn't even necessarily the reason for losing, but it was just something to attribute to. And so then I had this kind of panic switch, and I was like, man, I'm going to make the cut to 45, which was really, really hard. That took a ton of effort. And I made the cut to 45. kind of emotionally zapped by the time I got there. I remember like tearing up when I saw the scale. Like I was so I couldn't believe that I made it to 45. And fighting Billy in that fight, I remember being in the fight and just having the most toxic dialogue I could have with myself. And it was you know, I remember watching him and I was moving and I was thinking, this fight could be so easy, but you're going to find a way to fuck it up. I felt like I was a master at snatching victory or snatching defeat from the jaws of victory for a long time. I felt like I was a master at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. And that like really stamped it for me because I felt like I really could have put on a master class and everything was going fine, but I just had this terrible dialogue in my head about finding a way to fuck it up, essentially. And then like when the second round began, and I felt like my nervous system going nuts, and him gaining some momentum as I started to fade. It felt like I like read a script in a part. Like I was just like going to play my parts. Like, okay, here's the time. Like in all these big fights, like the Moicano and the Cerrone, and now this one, where you were up. And now you're feeling winded, you're feeling down, they're getting some momentum, and this is where you check out, this is where you lose. And I felt like I just accepted this part and essentially quit. And I've never felt that way before. I always chalked it up as performance anxiety. And this time, after I settled on it, it felt real black and white. It just felt like a decision. It felt like quitting or not quitting. And then whenever it got that plain for me, it clicked. It was like, this is a decision. And so then the Miller opportunity popped up on a 10-day notice, and I needed to take it. It was like I needed some self-redemption. And then that fight ended up being a really great 3-round battle. I felt like I put on a good performance the whole way through, but Miller's tough as can be, and we went the full 3 rounds and had some adversity along the way too. And that was kind of like the turning point where it was like, okay, you can do this. You can see it through, and be present long enough to fight the full fight and kind of weather the storms. And so that was really the turning point. The problem was after I had that fight, I was so hot on the 45 idea still, because I was like, I've seen it, I've already made it, I can really make it running there. And so then I kept pushing to try to make that 45 cut, and I wish I did. And I wish I just ran with the Miller high and kept pressing into the 55. But that was the biggest cornerstone, the biggest turning point for me was after that Quarantillo fight, and then the success in the Miller fight for sure.
It's fascinating because I was just about to ask you, after the Miller fight, why did you go back to 45 and do that? But I guess that's part of being hard-headed and thinking you're the man, right?
Yeah, well, being hard-headed, and also just I worked so hard to get to it, and I saw myself make it. And then just the way that the lineup looked at the 45, I just saw a clear line, and so I thought, I could really, I could really make a run at it if I'm making the weight. Again, though, I didn't realize how much it was taken out of me. It cost a lot to do it, and I kept having a reason why I should do it again. What was the next fight? The Algio fight. I blew my MCL a month out. It looked like a cantaloupe on my leg. But again, the work was so hard to get there. I was like, I'm not going to pull out this fight. I have a month. I can heal up my leg. And so then when I went in there feeling compromised and lost a tight decision, I was like, well, it's because of the knee. I need to go. I just kept having this feeling that I need to like redeem it at 45. I worked so hard to get the fucking number on the scale. It's like I wanted to see the result for it. And every time I just kept kind of getting into a deeper psychological hole. And yeah, I wish I did. I gave up really silly losses, and I wish I didn't. And so it kind of shaped it. Whenever I rebounded up to 55, though, I feel bigger and stronger than ever now at 55 than I ever did before. Also, just naturally aging and staying in the game. But yeah, walk the walk. We learn. It is what it is.
When you won in Chicago, did you know that this opportunity would be waiting for you, considering your ties to San Antonio, or if not, how did it come about?
Yeah, I had an idea that I was kind of just talking shit, honestly, because I was like, it would be cool. It'd be cool to do the San Antonio card. And people were asking me about it, but the Chicago announcement happened right beforehand. And so people were like, oh, are you going to be on the San Antonio card? And I was like, man, it would be pretty sweet too. I don't think it's going to be possible. I'm finding a month before. It's going to be a tough fight. Chase is tough. And And then whenever it ended and they were asking for the call out, well, the only thing I had in mind was San Antonio. And so, I was in the back in the medical tent, and Sean Shelby was already asking about San Antonio.
Wow.
And so we got propositioned it that night. And within the next day, I got up and I was like, yeah, this is a stellar opportunity. I got to do it. It's just a great opportunity. I kind of had this like, semi-serious idea a year ago. Somewhere along the lines, his name El Gran Chongo. Chongo got dropped into my head, and I was like, man, that's such a fucking fun name. I love that, dude. I love that moniker. So I want to run that, but God, I can't really afford another name change, especially just being some 50-50 L taking, bum on the side, just changing his name every 3 months. And so I was like, I gotta roll a few together. And Clay Matza, our head coach, our leader of the tribe now. He's like, well, get a win and maybe you'll do it. And then I'm like, nah, you really need like 3 wins at least to get a name change, dude. And you definitely need some momentum. He's like, all right, well, let's get a few wins then. And then I'm like, and then it would be really ideal if it was on like a Noche card, because then you could roll it out, for the Mexican namesake, and then then you really got a fucking theme on your hands now. And he's like, that would be pretty fun. I was like, yeah, there's probably no way it's going to come together like that. Lo and behold, we rack 3 out, injury free, and we get the shot to be in San Antonio at Noche. It's a fucking cool story. So whoever's writing the story, I'm playing the part. I'm digging it. So I was like, man, I gotta take the opportunity. I gotta play the part. So
I love it.
Yeah.
You live in San Antonio.
50-50. I'm in Denver a lot. So I'm, all the boys are in Denver. And so we do a lot of training camp in Denver. And then my other head coach, Jason Yarrington, is here in San Antonio. And so I'm just kind of back and forth a lot.
Okay. Because I was wondering, you're obviously in a hotel room right now. So you're not going to stay in your home or apartment?
No. Honestly, it's kind of nice to step out sometimes. Like, I know people kind of like to be home. I kind of like to get the fuck out of my house sometimes.
Okay.
And so, and the boys are here. And so we're all just kind of together. They have a tankless water heater in the hotel, and I like to cut weight in the bathtub, so it kind of fits better.
When you talked about just kind of like being out of the limelight and having the peace of mind, could I just ask, like, things like this, like doing media, would you rather not these days? Because sometimes
I don't like to do it at all. I feel like so much media, just a bunch of clickbait sluts, and so I really try to avoid it. And me, I could say the wrong thing, so I try not to even think about it. I try to avoid it. I think you're great, but I try to I just try not to even worry about it. I try to stay offline. I was offline for a long time, and just trying to regroup and just, again, dude, just have some fucking peace of mind if there's anything we want in this world. So that was kind of just the main focus. And even after this, I don't really care to. I don't care to do much media stuff. It's just not. I don't really see how it's very fruitful. So, mostly pass on it. Team, no thanks.
That's where it comes. I appreciate you doing this then, because you probably don't really want to be here.
Sure. Yeah. And God, I look bloated as fuck, bro. I haven't even left the hotel today. I mean, that's the other hard part. Just looking at yourself in the fucking camera is a misery in itself.
No, you look great.
Haven't even gotten the hotel room yet. It's like, I thought it was weight cut week, but somehow my fucking face is that. Anyways, no, I appreciate you having me on. It's been like 30 years. So
no, that's
cool.
not true.
You have some interest again, dude.
That's not true.
I'm glad your curiosity has been curbed.
Wow, is that what this is? I feel like you're holding some resentment because you feel like I'm like a Johnny come lately. I'm back on the bandwagon.
I really not.
I was there from the beginning. I've been talking to you.
I know.
There's ups and downs. I don't want to bother you after a loss or two. No one wants to talk after a loss.
You
don't even want to talk on a winning streak, let alone a losing streak, right?
Yeah, dude. You should check me out. You know what my favorite thing is all the mindset coaches that hit you up after a win.
Oh, yeah.
I had like 10 mindset coaches hit me up after this last fight. Like, bro, I don't need a mindset coach after first round. You should have hit me up a year ago. That's when you really need the mindset coaches. And really, that's something you can stake your flag in too if you're if you're really bad at your craft.
Is there beef with you and Diego?
No, I mean, man, that team always makes up something about us having.
Because I saw him do an interview about like not like it, but I couldn't quite get to like what the issue was.
No, I don't have any beef. I think Diego's a G. I think he's been in the game for a while. I definitely don't sleep on him. A dangerous dude. Yeah, I don't think anything. We almost fought. I mean, it's just been like just gamesmanship. Like when I was first on the scene, he's also in Texas, and so there were some teasers about us fighting and things like that. But no, never anything like personal or whatever. And yeah, no, I know better than to sleep on the vet, and I think he's I think he's a tough guy.
Will you come out in a luchador mask or anything on Saturday?
I asked, I tried. We were just signing posters, me and Luis Gurule, the other fighter on the card, in our Luce mask. I mean, I'm gonna try to wear those as much as I can this week just to put on. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't walk out with them.
They said no?
I for sure would have walked out on them.
They said no thanks.
Almost just as a compensation. You can't speak Spanish, put a fucking mask.
Yeah,
on,
it's the least you could do. Pay homage.
100%. 100%.
Well, congrats on all your success. Great to connect with you again. Don't be a stranger. Anytime you want to come on and say some things, you have a home here.
All right, I appreciate that, man.
El Gran Chango, we could get your merch right now on the website. We showed it earlier.
Oh yeah. Check it out. Yeah. Get the merch. Bam.
Look at that.
Look at that, dude. Yeah, and it's same day shipment. So if you want to put it in and make it in time for the fight, you sure can. So yeah, I appreciate the shout out right there, big dog.
Love it. Good luck to you, Alexander. By the way, Alexander or Alex? What do we prefer?
Whatever you like.
I was calling you Alex. The team in the back told me Alexander, but even there on the website it said Alex.
Yeah. I mean, most all my childhood friends call me Alex. Anybody who meets me today calls me whatever they want. I don't care.
All right. Well, Alex, appreciate it. Welcome back and congrats and good luck this Saturday.
I appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
On, man.
There he is.
All right, later.
Alex Hernandez, a straight shooter. I enjoy his style very much and looking forward to seeing him back in action and happy for his success. One of the fun guys in the game. His UFC debut, believe it or not, we're getting old now here, my friends. UFC 222 back in March of 2018. He beat Beneil Dariush in 42 seconds, if you recall, on the Chris Cyborg, Yana Kunitskaya fight. How about that? That was one of my last fights for MMA fighting back in the day. Let's move along. I'll wait for the word. The great Charles do Bronx Oliveira, who returns to action on the 11th of October, is going to be joining us. He's now partnering with Dwayne Johnson and Under Armour's Project Rock on a new campaign for their Built Under Pressure collection. And he is announcing the release of the PR8 shoe. The campaign was developed with $7 marketing and is about embodying discipline, resilience, and intent, which are values that mirror both Charles's career and Project Rock's ethos. There are the new shoes right there, the PR8s. The slogan, your foundation is everything, one shoe, all in. Strength tested and approved by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. The PR8 is built to power dynamic training, stable under pressure, responsive in motion, and engineered for lasting comfort. This is your all-in foundation for all-out performance. Let's talk to do Bronx himself, Charles Oliveira, who's kind enough to join us to talk about the partnership and his upcoming fight. Bom dia, Charles. How are you, my friend?
Bom dia, Charles. Tudo bem?
Bom dia, tudo bem, graças a Deus.
Thank you. And we do have an interpreter here helping us out as well. Interpreter's name is Everton. So thank you very much, Everton, for your help. Charles, can you tell us about this partnership with Project Rock and Under Armour? How did this come about and what does it mean to you to be associated with someone like Dwayne Johnson?
Fala pra gente um pouquinho como que foi essa parceria com a Under Armour e o Dwayne Johnson, como que você está se sentindo de ter essa associação com ele agora?
Cara, primeiramente, muito grato, muito feliz de ter se escolhido para ser feito parte dessa parceria gigantesca, na onde que eu fiquei muito feliz. Quando eu falo sobre legado, a gente fazer parte de algo gigante, a gente fica muito contente, então é isso, estou muito feliz com essa parceria gigantesca.
So, first of all, I'm very thankful and very happy truly to be, part of this partnership. To me, this is a legacy thing. When we talk about having a legacy, it's things like this, doing these gigantic size partnerships.
And still at this point in your career, you're still as popular as ever. You just fought for the belt. Obviously, we know it didn't go your way that night. After a fight like this, with Ilya back in June, is there any worry on your part that, maybe brands like this won't want to be involved or maybe I won't be as popular? It doesn't seem to have affected you at all. You're kind of at that level where people love you regardless. And so this is another indication of, the wins and losses don't really affect you anymore.
E em termos de carreira, então, né, você está ainda no nível, tá agora no nível da carreira que você está tão popular quanto em qualquer outro momento da sua vida, ou mais do que qualquer outro momento da sua vida. Você acabou de, né, sair de uma luta pelo cinturão, no qual não deu certo aí, você não conseguiu vencer do Elia em junho, mas independente disso, parece que o público ainda te ama, ainda tem essa atenção e tudo mais. Como é que você se sente nesse lugar onde, independente hoje de você ganhar ou perder uma luta, que o seu legado, a sua presença ainda é requerida pelo público?
Feliz demais, na realidade, só venho colhendo aquilo que eu plantei há muitos anos atrás, né? A minha humildade, meu respeito pelas pessoas faz com que eu sinto que, independente do resultado, como você falou, me deixe gigante. Então eu tenho que ser grato por isso, pelo carinho das pessoas comigo e é da mesma forma meu carinho por eles. Então eu fico só feliz de estar onde que eu estou hoje, de manter esse hype gigantesco que as coisas vêm acontecendo, né? Então só tenho que agradecer.
I'm truly happy, really. It's, in part, it's from things that I started doing years ago in terms of how I interact with people and the respect that I was getting from them and the respect that I have for them. It just becomes something that is, greater than me. I'm extremely thankful for all the people that care for me and, truly happy with this hype now that independent of what I'm doing, I'm actually still getting love out there.
What do you say to people, Charles, who say you're coming back too soon? There was concern when your fight against Fiziev was announced October 11th that it was too soon from the fight against Ilya. What is your response to those people who are critical of this decision?
Então, tem gente aí falando que você tá voltando rápido demais, né? Tipo, já tem uma outra luta aí para dia 11 de outubro. Tá muito rápido após dessa outra luta de junho. O que você responde a esse pessoal que tá tendo essa crítica?
Cara, na realidade, assim, feliz com as pessoas que estão falando pelo meu bem, né? Sendo que outras estão falando simplesmente pelo hype, né? Pelo manter o hype. Cara, eu tô muito bem, eu tô muito feliz, eu tô muito focado. O que passou, passou, agora é um próximo passo, é uma nova luta, um novo local. Então, assim, os que falaram porque estavam preocupados, legal. Agora, os que falaram pelo hype, na realidade, acho que nem tem que escutar aqui e sair do outro lado. Mas o mais importante de tudo é o quanto que eu tô bem, o quanto que eu tô feliz, o quanto que eu quero essa luta.
So I'm truthfully just very happy. There are people that are making the comments, but they're making the comments out of the goodness of their heart. There are other people that are making the comments meaning bad by it. As for me, I'm just happy and I'm focused. Things that are things that happened in the past already passed. They're in the past, so I'm not gonna be bringing them up again. This is a new fight, a new place. So I'm just really grateful to have this opportunity and keep doing what I'm supposed to do, regardless of those who want to speak bad about me.
Would you have come back this soon if it wasn't a Rio card, if it wasn't a card in Brazil, or are you coming back because you want to fight in Brazil? It's your home, and you've had such great success there. You're 6-0 in the UFC there.
Você estaria voltando tão rápido assim se não fosse um card acontecendo no Rio? Ou você acha que isso influenciou? Você quis mesmo pegar essa luta porque realmente tem o seu recorde do Brasil, 6-0.
Cara,
Como que afetou a decisão?
cara, cara, na realidade uma coisa juntou na outra. Eu queria lutar, eu queria voltar a lutar o quanto antes. E aí apareceu o card do Rio. Eu queria lutar de frente do meu público, sabe? Por todas as mensagens que eu escutei, que chegou para mim, que eu escutei, por vários vídeos que eu vi. Então uma coisa juntou a outra. Eu queria lutar de frente para minha família, para meus fãs, para minha bandeira, para meu público. É isso. Uma coisa juntou a outra.
I think to me it's been, many things that came together all at once. But to me, I honestly wanted to go back to fight as quickly as possible. But also I just wanted to be in front of the public. I received a lot of love from the general public, and I just wanted to carry that message, be face to face with my family, my fans, my flag. And I think so it's a conjunction of many factors there.
The fight against Fiziev, Was he your decision, or did they come to you and say, we want you to fight Fiziev?
A luta contra o Fiziev foi sua decisão ou foi mais uma coisa que você chegou e falou que queria lutar? Ou foi eles que impuseram isso para você? Decisão sua ou que impuseram para você?
Não, na realidade eu queria lutar no UFC Rio. Era isso que acontecia, eu queria lutar no UFC Rio. E os nomes que estavam na minha frente, nenhum deles iam aceitar lutar aqui. Então o Fiziev foi o único cara que aceitou e eu aceitei a luta. Fiziev é um cara muito duro, é um cara que se movimenta, é um cara que pega bem, é um cara que é completo. Entendeu? Então vai ser uma grande luta.
So it's really a fact that I wanted to fight UFC Rio. It's of all the names that could come up, Fiziev was the one that was really that was up for it. He's gonna be it's gonna be a hard fight. He's a hard fighter. He moves fast. He's a complete athlete. So I think it's gonna be good for the entertainment, and I really wanted to be in UFC Rio.
I've seen some videos of you working on your wrestling, also spinning back elbow. Are you trying to give us some hints as to what the attack is going to be? And if so, with someone like Fiziev, would you like to try to test him on the ground given his striking prowess?
Eu vi alguns vídeos aí de você, né, praticando um pouquinho de wrestling, fazendo também, né, dando umas cotoveladas aí de costas. Isso é algum tipo de mensagem assim para a gente entender o que tá por vir agora? Ou você acha que talvez você vai tentar testar alguma coisa diferente, levar ele para o chão, fazer alguma coisa assim?
Na realidade eu sou um lutador de MMA, eu sou um cara completo. Então eu venho treinando de tudo um pouco, vou treinando no wrestling, no boxe, um Muay Thai, um MMA. Eu venho da escola da paz da trocação. Então a minha trocação em si, em pé, ela vem evoluindo. Então eu vou para lutar MMA, eu vou para ser um grande lutador. É isso que eu quero fazer.
I'm just an MMA fighter, so I can stand up, I can take it to the ground. I got boxing, I got kickboxing, I got a little bit of everything. So, I just want to be ready. I train everything to be ready, and when it comes time, I'll bring whatever weapons I have to.
Can I ask about Ilya? Was he better than you thought he would be?
E vou perguntar do ele agora. Você acha que ele foi melhor do que você achou que ele ia ser?
Não acho que ele foi melhor do que eu achei que ele ia ser. Eu acho que era a noite dele, era o dia dele, o momento dele. Eu esperei um algo e esperei uma mão, acreditando que a minha mão poderia pegar, que eu poderia ter feito algo, e foi a noite dele, ele foi melhor do que eu.
No, I don't think it's better or worse. I think it was his night. I was expecting to be able to come up and do a certain thing, and it just didn't happen for me. It happened for him. I just think it was his night, and he did better than I did.
You've obviously had highs, you've had lows in this sport. How long did it take for you to get over that fight? How much time did you need in order to get back on track?
Obviamente, na sua carreira você já teve seus altos e baixos, e agora depois dessa luta, o que foi? Quanto tempo levou para você sentir que você já queria estar lutando novamente? Quanto tempo levou para você sentir que você estava pronto para chegar lá de novo?
No dia seguinte eu queria lutar de novo, por todas as mensagens que eu recebi, por todos os vídeos que eu vi. Então, eu só queria estar de volta, eu só queria lutar de volta, só queria estar pronto. E aí a equipe falou, não, vamos para casa, vamos descansar, ficar um pouco com a família. Foi o que eu fiz, vim ficar com a minha família, descansei um pouco e já voltei treinando.
So I really wanted to go back and fight the very next day, really, because of all the messages, all the love that I received, for all the videos that I saw. So everything was, motivating me. But between my trainer and everything else, they said let's go home, let's rest a little bit, go see the family, and that's what I did, and I'm ready to go.
I saw after the fight that you apologized. You wrote on Twitter, I'm sorry after the fight. My apologies specifically. Why did you feel the need to say that to your fans?
Eu vi que você no Twitter depois escreveu que estava pedindo desculpa. Por que você sentiu que você tinha que... Qual foi a sua mensagem falando essa desculpa? Por que você achou que você teve que se desculpar com os fãs?
Cara, na realidade, por não ter me apresentado muito bem, sabe? Por saber que, da mesma forma que eu tava triste, tinha muita gente triste também. Então, eu tinha que pedir desculpa por não ter me apresentado tão bem, por ter feito eles chorarem, sofrido, então eu tinha que simplesmente pedir desculpa.
It was not a good performance for me. I mean, I wasn't happy with that. So I think the reason behind the sorry is really because I think there was this feeling where I was crying, people were crying. So I had to apologize for not being able to deliver the performance that I wanted to.
A few weeks after your fight, Max Holloway beat Dustin Poirier, and I and many others said, "Oh, this would be the perfect next fight, Max versus Charles," because your first fight ended inconclusively. Was there any talk of doing you versus Max next, as opposed to you versus Fiziev?
Um pouco depois da sua luta, teve a do Holloway com o Poirier, e depois dessa, teve bastante gente que tava, né, começou a cogitar, será que a próxima luta vai ser o Max e o Charles, né, porque a primeira luta foi meio, não deu para ter uma conclusão certa ali. E então, o que você acha disso?
Cara, com certeza, é uma luta que eu quero, como também ele quer. Só que aí acabou a luta dele, veio o boato lá que falou que ele quebrou a mão, então isso ia demorar muito tempo e eu queria lutar o quanto antes. Então vamos focar uma coisa de cada vez. O foco agora é Fiziev passando ele, por que não fazer essa luta acontecer?
I do want to fight him. I think that would be a good fight, but after he broke his hand, I think that delayed things a bit, and I wanted to get right back on it. Fiziev was available, and we're gonna do that fight. But this fight with Max could come at some point.
When you're starting to see some of the guys that you fought and who fought in your era, like Dustin, call it a career, retire, does this make you think about your own longevity in the sport and how much longer you want to fight for?
Quando você começa a ver o pessoal assim que, né, lutou no mesmo nível que você, e ver como o Poirier aí se aposentando, isso te faz pensar na sua carreira, pensar em que momento você pode estar pronto para fazer alguma coisa assim?
Não, eu nem penso nisso, eu não sinto a mínima vontade de parar, sabe? Eu tô me sentindo bem, eu tô bem em tudo que eu venho fazendo, lógico. Fico feliz de saber com que eles chegaram no momento deles de se aposentar, né? Mas agora não é o meu momento ainda não, tem muita coisa para acontecer.
I really don't even think about that. I really don't think about this desire to retire. I think I'm doing well. I think I'm, in a good phase right now. Obviously, I'm happy for these guys because they feel that they did their thing and it's their time to retire. But for me, I think there's still a lot to happen, a lot that I can show.
You still love it as much as you did when you were fighting 10 or so years ago?
Você ainda ama o jogo tanto quanto você amava quando você estava lutando há, digamos, 10 anos atrás?
Eu falo para todo mundo o seguinte: quando você sente prazer, tesão naquilo que você está fazendo, você tem que continuar fazendo. Eu ainda sinto a mesma coisa, eu ainda sinto a chama, eu ainda sinto que eu tô vivo, eu ainda sinto que eu tenho muita coisa para acontecer, então eu ainda tô no jogo.
What I tell everybody is that I feel a lot of pleasure in doing what I'm doing. So when you're doing something that you're still happy to do that you still have the will to do it, that you're passionate about, you got to keep going.
It's been well documented some of the struggles that you had earlier in your UFC career. Was there ever any point in the early days of your UFC career where you doubted that you'd ever get to this point, becoming this superstar, former champion, winning the belt, all that stuff? Did you ever question how far you can actually go and now have exceeded your own expectations?
No começo da sua carreira, já foi bem documentado as dificuldades que você teve. Teve algum momento que você duvidou de onde você conseguiria chegar um dia? Ou você, né, tá surpreso, talvez não chegou a duvidar, mas hoje se surpreende ao nível que você alcançou aqui, em termos de ser campeão, ter cinto e tal?
Pra duvidar não, dificuldade sim, né? Sonhar a gente sonha alto, mas nunca pensei que ia chegar nesse nível que eu vivo hoje, então eu sou muito grato.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I couldn't get here. You always got to dream big. So it was not about thinking that I couldn't get to this level. I just think you got to keep dreaming big, and I'm very thankful for having reached this level.
By the way, that video that we showed of you practicing your spinning elbow or your training, and there's cars in there. we were trying to decide, is that a garage? Is that a basement? Where are you training where there's these beautiful cars surrounding the mat? Where is this?
O vídeo que eles estavam mostrando ali, que você tá jogando a cotovelada e
Aham.
tá- onde você tá treinando aí? Tem uns carros legais aí. Isso aqui é uma garagem, um porão, o que é?
Isso na realidade é uma garagem, a garagem do amigo nosso, do Mate. A gente sempre, quando tem oportunidade, está treinando junto, tanto na shootbox como na casa dele. A maioria das minhas últimas lutas ele tá junto, então, né, ele é um aluno do Alan e a gente sempre tá tendo a oportunidade de estar treinando junto. É um moleque que ama a arte marcial, então foi importante a gente estar ali treinando e aí a gente acabou soltando esses vídeos agora essa semana.
That's actually Matt's house. He's a friend of mine. We train together, whether somewhere else or a shoot box or his house. We're always training together. He's a very smart guy. He's a really good MMA fighter. So whenever we have the chance to be together, we do that. And we just thought we could release this videos to the public.
It looks great. Can I just ask you one more thing, and then I'll let you go? I remember a couple of days before your fight against Ilya, there was a video posted of you cutting weight, and there were the towels on you, and your whole team was around you. Ian Gary posted something as well. And it was 2 days before, and we were wondering why you seem to have been doing the extensive weight cut, not the night before, but 2 days before you had to weigh in. Is this something that you often do? We don't see it from a lot of fighters, and if so, why is that? Why do you seem to do the extensive weight cut earlier than some of the other fighters?
A última pergunta aqui antes de deixar você ir. Nos dias antes da luta com Ilya, você fez a cortagem de peso ali. Acho que eram 2 dias antes que você, né, passou uns vídeos, você com a toalha, com o pessoal da sua equipe. Tem alguma razão específica que você faz a cortagem de peso antes da galera, que muita gente acaba fazendo no dia anterior? Tem alguma razão que você faz 2 dias
Não,
antes?
cara, não, na realidade eu quero que todo mundo entenda o seguinte: todo mundo deixa pra cortar ali de uma vez só. Eu venho cortando devagar. Então eu venho cortando aos poucos. Só que aí te filma você deitado de toalha, a galera sabe. Não, mas eu venho cortando aos poucos. Da semana que eu chego lá, eu venho cortando. Todos os dias eu vou tirando um pouquinho. Eu não quero me sacrificar de uma vez só, igual todo mundo faz. Acorda de madrugada e corta o peso. Não, eu venho cortando aos poucos.
No, the thing with me is I cut it slowly, I go little by little. Sometimes, you get the video out there and it's everybody sees you laying down with a towel, whatever. They're crazy about it. But for me, I rather not do like that, where some people wake up really early in the morning and start cutting the weight on that day. I rather actually do it little by little. I like throughout the week. I'm cutting weight already throughout the whole week, so I'm not leaving it all for the last minute.
Okay, and last one. It seems like Ian has really become a very important part of the team. Your thoughts on him and how far he can go? Do you think that he can become a champion? How impressed are you with his skills?
Parece que o Ian já está como parte da equipe aí. Qual a sua perspectiva sobre ele? Você acha que ele vai chegar a ser campeão? O que você acha das habilidades dele?
Cortou, não entendi.
I'm sorry, got cut out. What?
Ian Gary.
O Ian Gary, o que você acha das habilidades dele? Você acha que ele consegue ser um campeão?
Com certeza sim. Ele é um cara muito estrategista, ele não foge da estratégia, ele é um cara que é muito focado, muito determinado, né? Tem uma equipe gigantesca que está por trás, uma família maravilhosa, então sim, tá no caminho para se tornar um grande campeão.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a strategist. He's focused, determined, and he has a great family backing him up. So I think he's got all the ingredients to be a great champion.
Obrigado, Charles. Parabéns on Project Rock and your partnership with that whole team in Under Armour. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it, and good luck to you on October 11th.
Parabéns com o Project Rock, com tudo que vai acontecer com isso, e a gente deseja a você boa sorte no dia 11 de outubro.
Obrigado pelo carinho, Deus abençoe.
Thank you for all the love. God bless you guys.
God bless, and thank you, Everton, as well. There he is, Charles DuBronx Oliveira, again, teaming up with Project Rock. They're coming out with a new shoe called the PR8 shoe. We showed some photos of it. The campaign with Project Rock and Charles just getting underway. They've also announced today a partnership with Tracy Cortez of the UFC. And, I mean, he's one of the most beloved fighters in the history of the sport. People dig him. People back him. And now here he is teaming up with the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So go check that out online. If you are a fan, go support. And, of course, check him out October 11th as he goes up against Rafael Fiziev in the main event of that return to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. All right, still to come, the Big Oos himself, Joseph Parker. Can't wait to talk to him. Also, Jaime Munguia going to clear the air on his false positive, I guess it is. But first, a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
I couldn't help myself but flip over to that Browns-Bengals game, every once in a while, especially because, the Bengals defense, it seemed like they were getting shredded. Every time I looked up, like Harold Fanning was doing something nice. Like, they're really trying to get him the football. And I think that probably a 2 tight end set offense is a good place for this offense to live, just given where their personnel is right now. I was pretty excited because usually you see some of these guys and it takes them a while to get going, but, game one, they had a plan for him.
I'm going to try and be kind. I can't be kind. You gave up 18 at home, and that was good enough to beat you? It's early in the season. You haven't even been decimated by injuries or anything like that. 11 penalties for 103 yards is inexcusable. You got a dude spitting on the opponent in critical time in the second half. Just zero killer instinct for someone who believed in Florida this year. It's beyond disappointing.
Getting that W, getting the hand raised, getting those feelings back. Did it feel like you were all the way back?
It felt amazing. It felt wonderful to get those hands raised again. I've been through a lot of these last 4.5 years, man, and it's been crazy. I had to see a sports psychologist to get myself back together. I'm back together. If you're not mentally there when it's time for that bell, when that bell rings, and say, Dean, if you're not there mentally, it's over with.
The NFC West is probably one of the harder divisions to figure out. Geno Smith leaving the Seahawks. You have, obviously, the 49ers with their issues. Stafford, the back issue with the Rams. I mean, what should my expectations be?
A golden rule of the NFL is, do not trust the 30-year-olds with lingering injuries, right?
Yeah.
It's just this is a brutal sport. They can't keep doing it. But Stafford's one of the guys who just walks out there with his left arm hanging down and just makes 4th down plays.
All right, back on the program. Thank you very much to Charles Oliveira. Coming up, Joseph Parker, Jaime Munguia, more questions. Actually, I was looking at some of the super chats. Shout out to the chat. Let's bang some of those up before getting to Parker. How about that, Frankie?
Yeah.
Super chats.
What do we got?
Well, let's start off with this one.
Yeah, which one?
I heard you guys discuss this the other day, and I have to chime in. I would absolutely support episodes of less guests. Big thumbs up from me, just the fellas chopping it up.
This seems to be gathering some steam. What do you guys think of this? Should we put up a poll? Do you want some guest-less shows or less guests? What exactly do we want here?
I think just less guests is the request.
But what is that? 1, 2?
Yeah, somewhere like 2, 3.
I mean, we typically have, I think, 3 to 4. No? Typically.
I think typical is 4 to 6.
On average, I shoot for 3 to 4.
What's the median?
It'd be 4 point something.
I said
maybe,
on average.
Maybe creeping low 5.
Nah,
it's 4 point something.
Let me tell you,
4.6.
I shoot for 3 to 4.
2?
I shoot for 3 to 4. Now,
Right, but then
you throw out and then people come in and then
you throw out enough hooks, the fish start rolling in.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Do people want no guests? Do they want no guests?
I don't think no guests. I think everyone's been pretty clear with the less guests.
So what do we want? I see when you guys say it, I feel like you just want to do less work.
Wow.
That's
really
not
what
that
you think
much
of us.
less work for us.
Offended.
No, that's for sure.
It would
I
actually
do
be
want to do
less work for you.
It would 100% be less work for me and less stress too.
Oh, let's leave it up to the polls, right?
Yeah, let's leave it up to the polls. I've bandied about the idea. It's could you imagine I could just waltz in here and talk for 2 hours? Probably shorter shows too. Do people want that as well? I mean, you tell me.
It's a little passive aggressive.
Sounds like
you tell me. You tell me. No, you tell you.
Well, it sounds like what they want is nothing.
Why don't we just go back to once a week? Why don't we just go back to once a week?
Is it the once a week that they're saying? I think.
You know what's so funny when people say like, "Oh man, the shows." I also get the shows used to be more stacked, and I'm like, well, it was one show a week, and then we went to 2, and then we went to 3. So you can't have the same. Like, what do you want? 13.
You were cherry picking the best guests from each show across the 3 days, and putting them onto one show. Yeah, it's going to be more stacked.
That's what it used to be, basically.
Correct. Yeah. What are you going to do? You're never going to make these people happy.
Yeah, but so what is the ultimate decision here?
The poll. We'll leave it to the poll.
Okay, so is someone going to put up a poll?
1 hour show, Mondays, and then we'll see you next week, man. Sounds good to me.
It's like, and thank you and good night.
It would be great. I used to think about those days.
Pop on the mic.
Rick and I would come in. We would go live at 1. We would leave at 8, and it would be see you next week. Yeah. You know? Do a little MMA after hour, answer some questions.
For you, see you next week.
Yeah,
I'm there
you were
cutting
there
the
too.
audio,
Yeah.
cutting the video, doing
It's really crazy. And the craziest part is he would walk to the studio
in the snow,
barefoot, backwards.
Uphills, both ways. Both ways.
While you're waltzing in.
dodging sniper fire.
You come back to the studio after a really long show. I'm just like, man, 5:15 today. Back in the old days, we would do 7 hours.
7 o'clock. This feels like a short.
Well, there was only one show. 7 hours. Uphill.
No bathroom breaks.
Both ways. All right, man. Sorry.
What else, Frank? What else?
You were talking about guest. As a fan, me too, will have full trust and support the show and the guest you bring on.
So is this a deferring viewpoint?
I'm no fucking.
Oh no. Sammy is Swedish. There may be a
yeah. What the hell,
language
Frank?
barrier.
I mean, I struggle to read the words and sometimes
xenophobic,
the words.
if I do say so myself. Let's see what the people are saying. More wrestling guests, more MMA guests, less wrestling guests.
I feel like you put the more wrestling guests in there.
No, Ariel needs to know when to end boring conversations. You guys do work too many hours. More WWE guests, more jiu-jitsu guests.
I feel like there's definitely going to be
More
a
darts.
100% consensus in all these opinions, and we're going to arrive at a very specific thing that we can follow exactly to the letter and do that. That is my
There's no
prediction.
poll up, so he's just cherry picking the responses from the chat.
It's amazing. I'm seeing less wrestling, more wrestling, less wrestling, more wrestling.
More
like
darts players.
Yeah,
There was more darts players in there.
there was one. Yep.
Darts was like the Andy meme throwing away Woody. I'm done with this toy.
It was. Look, we changed studios and it didn't work
Do you
anymore.
remember when Miss Helwani was like, so what happened to the darts segment?
Yeah, a year in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I made like a 3D
When it came from her, I
intro
was
for the
like,
darts
damn.
hour.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good one. We went in 2023. The friend that went with us has gone 2024, 2025, and every time I see him, he raves about how much he loves
It
darts.
was a great time.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we're in town, I'll go in 2026.
What else, Frank? What else?
GC 100% for sure started shout out.
Wow.
Shout out
This
Sleeto.
guy.
Shout out Sleeto.
This
He's a little
guy.
biased.
Sleeto's the number one D1 GC Glazer.
Got a D1 Glazer,
Oh, yeah. What else, Frank? What else?
Hiya, Ariel. What is your head shaving routine?
Oh, I feel like I've talked about this. Actually, I need to tell you guys this. So usually it's Sunday night, and if I'm busy or something, then I might have to do a Saturday. But I like to do it Sunday night, get it fresh for Monday. Rick, I bought the clippers that Paulo used on you. You know what's crazy about those clippers? They were like $150, and the one that I was using was $29.99. Because when I went on Amazon to buy it, what was it? A wall like magic clipper or something?
Yep.
I was like, this seems more expensive than usual. And then I went back and looked at when I bought my other ones, $29.99. My other one has a digital little like battery on it, so it tells you like 100% full, 80%, 90%. Yours doesn't have that. So how am I supposed to know?
you always know when you walk into the barber shop what you want to see is their clipper have a digital readout on it and have like, a lot of colorful attachments, a pair of scissors that comes with it. That's exactly what you want when you walk into the barber shop.
I can't tell if you're making fun of me or not.
I am making fun of you.
I like to know how much is left.
Yes.
It's a race against the clock.
You're talking about a professional thing versus your Walmart $29.99. Like, I'm trying to give you quality. If you're looking for like, the iPhone of clippers, you can go with that.
This
exists
one might
for you out there.
cut you too close. I just got a brand new one. Took it for a spin last night. 7-pronged head shaver.
Oh wow! Yeah, but you're trying to go.
Oh, there it is.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, this thing is something special. Digital readout if you're interested.
Oh, see, I like that.
It was impressive. It was impressive.
Okay, but you're going to the skin. I'm not going to the skin.
Is it telling you the RPM, like how long you've been doing it? What's that
Yeah,
for?
it kind of sounds like a jet engine when you power it up. It's
Also,
quite impressive.
it looks like almost like a head massage.
Yeah, it morphs to the head as you shave.
Oh, I love that.
Seriously,
Quite
no
impressive.
joke. What is the readout telling you?
Battery percentage left.
That's it.
Yeah. I just like to know because sometimes like I'm on a trip or something and I'll see 15%. I'm like, okay, I got to.
You didn't bring the charger with you?
Sometimes you forget.
Okay,
you
so
know.
And shaver
stick
chargers.
to your $30 shavers. That's
shaver
fine.
chargers are weird. It's like the two little.
Yeah.
It's
Can I
like
tell you
not-
about something scary? So when I go and work on a fight, I'm in a hotel. I usually like to cut my hair before, be fresh. When I was in Riyadh, the one and only time, it was a Friday. It was Ngannou Joshua. And so, all right, we're like 3 hours out, time to cut the hair. I didn't realize in my bag, probably the thing went on. And now this is like a 11-hour journey. So the battery drained. And now here I am. It was actually a little bit closer. Usually I'll go in the shower. That's what I do at home. So the hair falls, you can clean it up, and there's no big mess. But I didn't have a long enough cord. I open it. It's at 0%. Show's about to start. I got nothing. So I had to make a whole concoction with towels and do it in the bathroom. It was a mess of a situation. It was very, very messy. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't. No. Anyway, if you're wondering,
No. What were you gonna say?
if you're wondering about my routine, it's in the shower. I cleaned it up, and then I'll usually scream for one of my kids to come in and let me know if I missed anything in the back.
Wait, in the shower while your hair is wet?
No. I'm just in the shower.
Oh, you stand in the shower.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll take a shower. And,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Can someone tell me?" And then they'll run in and be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you missed right there."
Yeah, I've been doing the phone in the mirror, kind of
Tough.
the double mirror.
It's tough.
It hurts the shoulder on the crank.
No,
you
it's-
always miss something.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You hope that you get this part pretty good, and then the rest is like, who's to check, really, Unless you're on TV and then you see the back of your head and you're like, oh, wow.
Who, me?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to the other questions in a bit. Do we have our next guest?
Yep.
Do we have the big oos? Do we have the uncrowned king? Here at Uncrowned, we have an affinity, a soft spot for the everyman, for the underdog, for perhaps the underappreciated, the disrespected, the ones that don't get the shine, the ones that don't get the opportunities, the ones that have roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, blockade after blockade thrown in their way. And despite all of that, and perhaps in spite of all of that, they continue to succeed, they continue to thrive, they continue to win. And that sums up our next guest because he's on some kind of roll. He's the interim WBO heavyweight champion. And we all thought we were all in agreement that the next fight would be for undisputed gold, would be against Alexander Usyk. In the end, it's not happening, at least for now. He will be fighting on October 25th. That's the good news. At the O2 against the interim WBA champion, the one and only Fabio Wardley. They were face-to-face yesterday in London. He's now face-to-face with us. Now he's on, now he's in front of good company. He's back on his home turf. He's the one and only Joseph Parker. Yeah!
Yay!
My guy. Big Joe, how are you, my friend?
You know what? I could say I'm very happy.
Oh.
Because I have a fight locked in. I know it's not the big fight that everyone wanted me to have with Usyk, but I have a fight locked in. And I have a good opponent in Fabio Wardley. I'm back here in Ireland training and putting in work and preparing well. I got my family here.
Oh.
So that's a bonus. I get to train hard every day and come back and go see my family at the end of every day and every hard session. And I'm just in a great place, and I want to put in work and I want to put on a good performance once fight time comes. But everything is fantastic.
Well, I am not surprised to hear you put a positive spin and to be happy and thankful and grateful. That's who you are. That's why everyone loves you. But could I ask, Joe, it seemed after Usyk's win over Dubois, you were right there. You did everything that you had to do. You got in the ring, everything we talked about. You did it perfectly. And it seemed like all the stars were aligning. And so ultimately, can you tell us why aren't you fighting Alexander Usyk next?
I feel when I got into the ring after his good performance, great performance over Danny Dubois, I was first I congratulated him because he looked tremendous. He showed a lot of power. He showed a lot of this is great movement, good combinations, and got Dubois out of there. And then I said, "Me next." And I said that because I do want to be next. I wanted to be next to fight the undisputed unified champion of the world, and he was very hesitant. He just said that hey, he's got to spend time with his family, which is he needs to after a long camp and after a good win, and he needed time to rest and recover. That being said, though, I'm not sure why he doesn't want to fight me. Is it? I'm not sure if it's financial. Is there bigger money out there with the other fighters or what? I have no idea what it is. But he is having time to rest and recover. He's spending time with his family, but I also hear that he's injured. So hopefully he recovers fast. And after I deal with Wardley, then I'll be on to the next fight, and hopefully it is him.
Was there ever any talks, like at the beginning, were efforts made to try to make this fight?
Of course. I got in touch with I had my manager call Queensberry Promotions who look after us, and I was very keen. I said, "What's the news?" They keep calling every week. What's happening? When's my next fight? Who are we looking at? Are we looking at Usyk? How's the discussions going with that? And it just seems to drag on. So I thought to myself, instead of waiting for Usyk, and instead of waiting for this big fight, I'm a fighter. I want to fight. I want to progress. I want to keep going. I want to be in the ring more often. Give me a fight. And the next fight that they gave me was Fabio Wardley. But that fight with Usyk is down the line, and I'm sure it can happen, and it will happen. But I need to smash this guy first.
Sure. And I know you're focused on the task at hand, and it's rapidly approaching. I started to worry a little bit after Moses Itauma beat Dillian White, and then I was seeing tweets, "Hey, we want to do Itauma versus Usyk." When you started to see that stuff, what did you think?
Yeah, you know what? I have absolutely no control what these promoters do and what these managers are trying to, and what people are trying to sort of plan in the background. And I know I'm not part of those big plans. I've seen it. I've seen it. I haven't been involved in big fights. They're not really giving me the fights that I want and the fights that I do deserve. But I just, when you see talks like this, you just think, okay, it's out of my control. You know what? Just whatever's going to be is going to be.
How do you have such a good approach to this? Because you're doing everything right, and I don't understand why you wouldn't be a part of the big plans. You're winning big fights. You're doing so in exciting fashion. You're getting wins via stoppage. What's the issue here? I don't get it.
Yeah, listen, I didn't get it as well, but the way that I look at it now is that I enjoy the work that I'm doing in terms of training. I love it. I'm passionate about boxing. I love the sport. Even though I'm not getting the fights that I do want, but I do have a fight. And the key is, I've locked in a fight, and I've been waiting for a while now, and I've got this fight that I'm looking forward to, and I need to get past this fight in order to get more big fights. So hopefully, I just want to fight whoever's in front of me, give it the best account of myself, and just keep it going, keep the ball rolling.
And just curious, last thing on Usyk, when we were told that he was maybe banged up, and then we start to see videos of him dancing and stuff like that, what did you think? Did you ever believe that he was banged up?
Listen, some fighters are banged up, some fighters aren't, and some fighters use it as a way of getting more time. But when I saw him dancing, I thought, you know what? I think I have better dance moves. We need to have this dance-off battle, and then we need to have a fight battle.
In your heart of hearts,
Two battles.
And I would love that. I would love to see both of them. But in your heart of hearts, do you think this fight ever happens? Truly?
Truly, probably not. I'm not sure how many fights Usyk has left, even though he has a lot to offer and a lot to give the sport of boxing, and he's a great champion. He is 38 years old, and he probably have a few more fights before he calls it a day. He's had one of the best careers, unified, undisputed, and cruiserweight, now heavyweight. So you can't knock the guy down. But I do want to fight the best in the world, and he is the best at the moment.
Do you think that will be a stain on his legacy if he doesn't fight you? You're right there, and everyone wants to see this fight. You're the interim champion in WBO. Do you think that people will use that against him? Should they use that against him?
I don't know. Listen, I mean, I'm one of those fighters that, the older fighters that that are still at the top of the game. You know, Tyson, AJ, Chisora even had a fight with him. And there's myself. So I feel like if he doesn't fight me, it's just, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right. Do you have animosity towards him for not taking the fight against you?
Nah, not at all. He's we get along well, and he's very respectful towards me, and same I'm respectful towards him. So I'm not sure what kind of what they're looking for in terms of opportunity or the fighters they're looking at fighting next. But the only thing that I can do is be patient and stay focused on the task at hand. And Fabio Wardley is the man now.
Okay. And so how did we end up with him? Were there other names discussed and you picked him? Did they say, we only want you to fight him? How did you end up with Wardley?
I said to Queensbury Promotion with my management team and Spencer Brown, David, I said, who is available to fight? Who's next? And the name they gave me was Fabio Wardley, in October, or they said Dubois in December. I said, I need a fight ASAP. Let's lock in the fight as soon as we can. And that was the only name they offered on the 25th of October.
Did you like that idea when it was first presented?
To be honest, Ariel, at this moment, right now, I don't even care who I fight. I just want to fight the best people in the world, the guys who are highly ranked, but also the guys who are available and the guys who are keen to fight. I have absolutely no care who it is. Just put someone in front of me, and let's get it on. I just want to I want to fight. I've been training for so long. I just want to get in the ring, and even I'm excited to see what I can do in the ring. After all this work I've been doing with George Lockhart in New Zealand, linking up with Andy now, working on our craft, getting into the detail, zoning in. I'm excited to see what I'm going to put on display.
You're itching to get back in there.
I'm itching. Get me in.
I love it.
Get me in now.
I love it. I feel like you'd be ready to go this weekend.
I've been ready for a long time, but now it's I'm using this camp as a way of getting into like the fine line, the detail, and getting a good game plan together and just work. And you know what, Ariel, I love it. I love waking up every day. I'm in a good mood. I'm training. I'm progressing. I'm getting better. I'm looking slimmer. I'm probably going to have abs by the time the fight time comes. Yeah. I can't wait.
That's that George Lockhart diet.
That's the George Lockhart diet.
What do you?
We've done. Yeah, we're doing great work together.
Okay, can I ask, like, what's a daily menu for you? What are you eating?
At the moment, again, with every fight that we have and every opponent, George Lockhart changes according to who we have in front of us. Like the last camp, he was feeding me, I would say, between 6,000 and 8,000 calories a day, and that was very heavy. Now this camp, we're trimming down. We're going to be fast. We're going to be explosive. We're going to be good movement, and we're going to be powerful. And again, the food changes according to what we're working on.
Okay,
it's a science.
Yeah, no,
it's a science that I never even knew existed, but now I'm learning. I'm learning each and every day.
Because in your early days, you just eat whatever you want, right?
In the early days, I did have my coach Kevin Barry and his wife cook for me, but I wasn't focused as I am now, and I wasn't really knuckled down and eating the only thing I should be eating. I was going away and having a few burgers and chips and pizzas here and there, but now I know the importance of food, and what you need to do is stay on track for the whole camp.
Is Fabio Wardley on your level?
Fabio Wardley's not on my level. I know he's had some good wins, and he's got a great story, starting off with the white-collar boxing, and then he's made his way up to where he is now, WBA mandatory, but there's levels to this game. I think with the experience that I have, I know he's got power, but every heavyweight can pop, and I've been in the ring with a lot of guys who's had power, or who have power, and I know how to move, I know how to avoid, and I know to hit back hard.
Did you watch his last fight against Justice Hooney?
I did. And it was an interesting fight. Justice Hooney, with the experience that he has as an amateur, you could definitely see the difference in with the experience he had in Justice Hooney, and then Fabio Wardley starting off as a white-collar fighter. You could see the difference in their boxing ability. But again, what they say in boxing, one punch can change everything, and that was a perfect example.
Did Hooney do things in that fight? I mean, he was having a lot of success, right, early on, probably more than most have had against Fabio. Did he do things in that fight that you can take from? You can take those lessons and do them better?
Yeah, you can definitely take from the performance he put on. But then I look at it, and I spoke to Andy, and some fighters might have a bad day. So I'm not really just looking at the last fight he had. I'm looking at the last 3, 4, 5 fights that he's had. And but you can definitely take away from Cooney's performance, the things that he was working on, the things that he was getting Fabio with. But I feel like, again, there's levels to this game, and I'm on a top level.
You saw him yesterday. You did some face-offs. You did some media together. What type of vibe, what type of energy did you get from Fabio?
The energy that I got from Fabio, he's respectful. He's respectful, and I think we're very similar in the sense that we just want to get on with our work. Like, we know that when you're doing these press conferences and media, that it's all part of the game, and it's all part of getting the fight out there so people can come and watch and support. But we're just all about our business. There's no trash talk. There's no going back and forth. There is respect, but when we get in the ring, the bell goes, I want to smash him and knock him out, and he wants to do the same to me.
Interesting you say that. There seemed to be some animosity between your manager and his manager. What was going on there?
Yeah, managers, my manager backs me 100,000%, and his manager does the same. So at least we have a little bit of some sort of interesting back and forth from the teams,
They were getting a little snippy with each other there. I saw that. I was like, wow.
It didn't involve the fighters. It involved the managers. Maybe we should have the managers on the undercard.
Yes. Who would win?
Listen, my manager is not the best fighter, but he's he's a very smart man.
I liked it because it added a little bit of spice to the proceedings.
Listen, add a little bit of flavor. You need a bit of flavor and a little bit of spice, but Fabio Wardley and myself won't really give that because it's not in our nature. But when the fight comes, we will spice it up 100%.
By the way, speaking of a little spice, I did see Anthony Joshua show you some love, show him some love. Did you see this post from him when he was showing you guys love and then taking some shots at Tyson Fury? Did you happen to see this?
Yeah, I saw that. He's Anthony Joshua, even though we are competitors and we have fought in the past in 2018, we're different fighters now, but he has shown me love along the way. I think after the fight I had with Zhang, he showed me love then, and he showed me love now. So, thanks to him for that.
Do you think that fight will ever happen again? Is there a better chance, perhaps, of you versus AJ too?
I've been calling for a rematch with AJ. I feel like we're different fighters. I did want to fight Dillian White, but he's coming off a loss now to Moses Turma. I wanted to avenge the loss to Joe Joyce, but he hasn't had the best in terms of the last 3 fights. So Joshua would be a great name to fight against or to avenge that loss after Wardley if I can't get Usyk.
Before they presented you Wardley, did Moses' name ever get brought to you?
Yeah, Moses' name, and I said to the team, anyone, anywhere, anytime.
How do you think that would go?
That was a fight. Moses is a very talented fighter. But again, I will back myself against everyone. I'll back myself against King Kong.
Yeah.
Put me in with anyone, I will smash anyone. I fully believe in what I can do.
Would that be, for lack of a better term, promotional malpractice? Would it be a mistake to put him in there against someone as accomplished as you? You are not Dillian White at this juncture. Do you think that would have been a mistake?
Yeah, well, it's. I feel like he's still on the come up and he's still climbing. He can't complain. He smashed everyone in front of him, so he's doing his job. But I guess with someone with a lot more experience and someone who's been in the ring with top contenders, but also been in the game for a long time, it could be a wrong move at this stage.
Part of that message from AJ was, I think, trying to poke Tyson. What do you think? Does that fight? There it is. Do you think it ever happens? Tyson AJ.
Tyson is enjoying himself and his family time and his retirement. I mean, I'm not sure what it'll take to get him back into boxing or to accept the fight with Joshua. I think it's still a fight like everyone else has spoken about that can generate a lot of viewership, and a lot of people are still interested in these two men, these two heavyweights coming together and making a big fight happen. I think it'll be extraordinary, but Tyson's retired at the moment, so you just don't know. He might come back. You never know.
Yeah. Do you ever speak to him still?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. I was saying, hey, Tyson, how's it going? Who do you think I should have for sparring? And, going back and forth. He's one of those guys who's always had my back, and he's always supported me and always helped me in many, many ways. So I have a lot of time and respect for Tyson and his family. We're pretty much like family, Spend Christmas at his house, one Christmas with my family, and, he's just very generous towards myself and the rest of the team.
Any chance that he is one of your sparring partners for this fight? When you asked him, did he throw his name?
Yeah, he said. I said, Tyson, are you sparring? And he goes, yeah, I train, I spar, I run, I enjoy myself. If you need some work, let me know. I'm ready for you.
Wow. Is he going to show up?
He always shows up. He showed up when I had the fight with Deontay Wilder. I said,
Wow.
Tyson, can you give me some tips and can you give me some rounds? He goes, come over next week. I got you.
Wow. Okay, I love that. Still
And
made.
you know what? It was the hardest rounds of sparring. It was the best rounds of sparring. I took away a lot from it. And it was just like, you know, when you're in the ring with a good friend of yours and you punch each other, you catch each other's good shots, and at the end of the spar, you're like, you got me with that good shot. You know, that was a good one. Look at my nose, yeah.
I love it. By the way, your head coach, Andy Lee, he has a massive fight this weekend. He'll be in Paddy Donovan's corner. So what do you do? I'm assuming he's there, or is he not there yet in Belfast?
Andy Lee and Paddy Donovan in Belfast now to finish up preparations for this big fight, IBF Championship of the World. Paddy is looking sensational. I'm not sure what Proctor's been doing in terms of his training and how he's looking, but all I can say is that Paddy, from the first fight to this fight now, different animal altogether.
So who will you be training with this week when Andy is in Belfast?
I did some training this morning with George. I did a bit of swimming this morning, then train in the evening. Driving up to Belfast tomorrow, do some work with Andy tomorrow night.
Okay.
Work on Friday, go to the fight, and then back again.
Okay, so you'll be there.
I'll be there. He's like my team buddy, like my teammate. He's like a brother to me, Paddy Donovan, and I just want to be there to witness a great fight, a great card, and just to celebrate once he becomes champion of the world. I don't want to call it too soon, but I have a good feeling about it.
The first time two Irishmen fighting for a major world title, which is pretty amazing considering the history of Irish boxing. I love the team that you guys have there with Andy, yourself and Paddy and Ben Whitaker. It's a nice little squad that you guys have.
We even have even Hamza Shiraz.
Hamza Shiraz, of course.
There's a lot of younger fighters in the gym coming up, and it's just everyone, good energy, good buzz, and you know that you're getting the best work with everyone there, you know. So it's a great team to be around. And Andy, as a trainer, has done tremendous in his boxing career, being champion of the world. Now he's doing amazing things as a trainer, which was awesome to see because he's just a nice guy.
Have you had a chance to go back to Samoa?
You know what? Straight after this fight, I want to go back to New Zealand, and then I'm going to Samoa. I want to go drink some coconuts, eat some mangoes. I'm going to go climb a coconut tree and get my own coconut. I'm going to go eat some raw fish and just enjoy myself and see the family and just, you know, that beautiful, nice Samoan weather.
Man, that's, to me, Samoa, like, it's not a real place. It feels like some sort of, like, dreamland. Because I hear such a...
When you're ready, you're ready to come to Samoa, you let me know. And our people will look after you and give you the best time.
Every Samoan person that I've ever met, salt of the earth, beautiful soul, beautiful human being, all this stuff. I love everything about the culture. I love everything about the people, but I feel like it's in another like universe. I don't even know how to get there. I feel like it's so far away from us here in New York.
It is far away, and if you do make a trip down to Samoa, down to New Zealand, that part of the world, you need 2, 3, 4 weeks. So when you're ready, you let me know. I'll sort everything out for you.
Oh my God!
I'll meet you there, guide you around, and you have the best time, you and your family.
You're a gent. Thank you so much. Tell us, how does it end on October 25th? What are you feeling?
I'm winning this fight. There's levels to this game. And my goal of being 2-time world champion, undisputed unified champion, is very strong in my heart. And I'm doing everything right. I've been training off season when everyone else is, I don't know, enjoying themselves. I'm sure Fabio's been training as well, but there's levels to this game. And I know that I have the ability to outbox him and stop him. And that's what I want to do.
And so what do you think? You think it's this fight, and then you believe in your heart of hearts? What happens in 26? How does this play out?
This fight, and then take a bit of a break, keep building away, and just, I'm not sure it'll be the Usyk fight next. I in my heart of hearts, I'm not even sure that fight will happen. So it's just, if that fight doesn't happen, any fight, like I just want to fight whoever's number one, whoever's number two, whoever's available. Let's get it on. You know, I think Chisoro's got the IBF mandatory. There's another mandatory one. Caballero has the WBC. He's a great fighter, and he hasn't been as busy as well. So there's a lot of big fights that we can make if it's not Usyk.
Yeah, I saw a picture of you and Caballero.
Oh, haven't I? I'm friends with a lot of heavyweights, and we're boys, right? And Caballero is a great fighter, a great human being. He just became a father recently, but we get along real well. But it's boxing business, and if we need to fight, we need to fight.
Did you get your own gloves from Paffin Sport?
Path Sport have looked after. Oh, listen, as a fighter, when you have a glove sponsor, when you have a shoe sponsor, a Yami, or you looked after by Yami in Australia, a glove sponsor, Pathfind, it's like your boxing world is complete. All you need now is a championship of the world.
And then it's like the holy trinity of being a boxer, right? You get the shoes,
Yeah, you get the
glove, and the
gloves,
belt.
the shoes, the championship.
Where do I get those
Life
gloves?
is
I like
good.
those gloves. I've been sparring lately. I don't know if you know this about me, Joe. I'm going to send you some footage.
Have you?
Yeah. Some say I have a mean left hook. They say it's Ryan Garcia-esque. I don't know. I'm not saying it, but some are saying it. You tell me. I'm going to send it to you, and you tell me.
Yeah, listen, send me that, and I'll get you in touch with Pathfind. Don't worry about that. We'll get you some custom gloves for sure.
I love it. And the YouTube channel, by the way, the skits, the videos, everything on point. You'll be doing that leading up to the fight. You're always up to date with that stuff.
The skits we won't be doing, but there's I do have a crew here. One man, his name is Kerry Russell, and he's following around and filming everything. And I think we're just trying to show the supporters what camp is about, what's involved in the camp, the things that you get up to, the training, the food, everything. There's a lot of people who want to see it, so we're just giving them an insight of what it's like.
Wish you nothing but the best, Joe. Thank you so much. The Big Goose, the uncrowned champ. We love you here. We support you. I wanted the Usyk fight, but I love your mentality. I love your spirit. I love your perspective on things, and I'm expecting big things. And it's a huge, huge night for heavyweight fighting because on the MMA side of things, that same day, Tom Aspinall is fighting. He's the heavyweight champion of the UFC. You know him, right?
Yeah, Tom Aspinall. Yeah, he's a beast.
He is a beast. You've seen him fight.
I've watched him fight, yeah, and I've actually messaged him, and we were looking at catching up at one stage. But I've seen him fight. He's a beast, he's an absolute beast. He's fighting on the same day.
Same day as you, yeah. How about that?
Let's go.
So it's going to be a great day of heavyweight action. You're the man, Big Goose. All the best to you. Good luck. Can't wait. Looking for a big knockout on the 25th of October at the O2 on DAZN. And good luck in training, and my best to George and the whole team as well.
Thank you, so thank you very much.
You're the man. There he is, the Big Goose himself, Joseph Parker, the uncrowned king of the heavyweight division. I mean, how do you not love this guy? One of the greatest people I've ever met in all of combat sports. He's just a lovely, lovely human being and a huge opportunity for imagine Parker and Tommy Aspinall in a little training sesh. Sheesh. That would be nuts. That would be nuts. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Two great guys as well. Met them. Great guys. Met them. Okay, Jaime Munguia is going to join us in about 25 minutes' time. I did see, I like the super chats. Let's stick with this. You know what? Let's not go to the super chat. Yeah.
You're like a cat.
Okay, you know what? We'll pause. We have about 25 minutes, right, Rick? I'm hesitant
Yes.
to. Okay. I want to talk about this interview that I saw yesterday with Dana White. The reporter who conducted the interview is Amber Dixon. She's been around the Las Vegas scene, not as a fight reporter, but as a general news reporter who has great knowledge and appreciation of fighting and sports. And she got an opportunity for the PBS affiliate in Vegas to interview Dana White about this weekend's Crawford-Canelo card. And you see a lot of people praising her, as they should, because it was a great interview conducted by a real journalist asking real questions. It stood out, I think, because Dana doesn't speak to real journalists. And so it was very refreshing to see him actually speak to someone who knows about what they're asking and talking about, who was well-researched, who was up to speed. He used to do that more often than not. And you see in the clips that we're going to show, he plays the same old hits. He's like a doll with a string in the back. And when he doesn't have a proper answer, he reverts back to the same old tired answers. And so Amber did a A+, 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10 job and asked him not mean, malicious questions, but I think fair, well-researched, pertinent questions that have since received a lot of praise and admiration, as they should, because they were well-researched and because she knew what she was talking about. So here's one clip of Dana talking about what Zuffa boxing is going to be, which I think is really interesting because I think it's a little bit different than what they said it was originally going to be back in March. Take a look.
Basically in 26, I'm going to start my show. And what I'm going to do is basically like the Contender Series. The best will fight the best. Undefeated guys will fight undefeated guys. And what you will do is you will care about the first fight of the night and not just the main event. So I will build stars, put on great fights, and then these guys will graduate, and fight with Shake Turkey, and they will.
Can we pause it right there?
determine,
Am I crazy, or is this not a little bit different than what we were originally told, which was I'm handing off, the baton to Dana White and TKO. What he's describing here is a contender series, which would then lead to ring events. That's how I took it, which is different than what we heard back in March of last year, which was like, we're coming together to put on, 4 mega events and we'll have other shows. This is different. So this would be a mega show. But as I've said, we haven't seen a lot of Zuffa boxing promotional material. Maybe we will on Saturday, but this seems to be somewhat of a change. Also, is it possible for anyone on Dana White's team to tell him once and for all that Turki Al-Sheikh's name is not Sheikh Turki, it's Turki Al-Sheikh? Why does he continue to call him Sheikh Turki? Does anyone understand? I think he dealt with a lot of the notable people in Abu Dhabi at one time, and they, Sheikh Tahnoon, who was very influential in bringing the UFC to Abu Dhabi. Turki Al-Sheikh is his name. He's not Sheikh Turki. Why does he continue to call him that? I don't understand. Anyway, we continue.
how much they get paid and.
Okay, so you will help raise these boxers, and then once they reach the potential of a Canelo, let's say, they're going to make the big money with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they're going to make big money here too. I mean, considering where they are. I mean, if everybody likes to throw the fighter pay out there, yet nobody does their homework. It's just a fun little, soundbite. Most of these guys that fight in boxing make $100 a round. Some guys will fight for a title for $15,000. So, everybody talks, but nobody does their homework. These guys that fight in my league, they're going to get paid.
Who's fighting? I mean, there is no one fighting for a major belt who's making 15. Maybe if they're fighting for the WBC Pink Supercontinental, Great Britain intercollegiate title, no one who is fighting for any notable title in boxing is making $15K. And no one who is fighting for any major title or at any sort of stature is getting $100 a round. He's talking about like lowest of low levels, like entry level. That's what he's talking about there. When he says that people who talk about fighter pay are not well researched, I don't know what he's talking about. And in this day and age, we have the benefit of the class action lawsuit, which the UFC settled, at least the first one, and in doing so told us, yeah, this is an acknowledgement that we didn't give the fighters from that period, when the sport wasn't as popular as it is today, enough money. So all the complaints, all the criticism of fighter pay were validated by this class action lawsuit, because now everyone's getting paid. And we went through some of the numbers, and there's a great story right now on uncrown.com talking about this. So he continues to say, we're not well researched. We've talked to enough fighters. He likes to talk about the fighters, and we'll get to this, about the fighter pay, who don't want to talk on the record. You don't think they talk off the record? You don't think that we're speaking, at least I can only speak for myself, from some place of knowledge and information? Of course we are. In any event, we know that the fighters weren't getting their fair share because there was a lawsuit that was settled that they didn't want to go any further, and they ended up paying some, $375 million. Let's continue.
Okay. You intend, and correct me if I'm wrong, to apply certain characteristics of the UFC. For example, one championship belt, unlike boxing that has 4 major belts. Right. And then you're going to make everybody fight each other when they're supposed to, the best fight the best. But the difference that I'm wondering about is fighter pay, because historically, boxers in championship matches are making a lot more than UFC fighters in championship matches. So what do you do?
Well, there's a handful of guys that always make that kind of money. When you look at the UFC, the money is spread across the entire group of guys. You eat what you kill. I mean, if you are a huge star,
can
like
I pause
Conor
for a
McGregor,
second?
Ronda Rousey,
What does you eat what you kill actually mean? What does that actually mean? You eat what you kill. What does that mean? Is he trying to say if you become a big star, you'll get paid accordingly? I don't even know what that really means for all intents and purposes, but I just wanted to point that out. We continue.
Many people have proven that they could sell pay-per-views, and you eat what you kill here. We also have guys that would be considered
By the way, pay-per-views are coming to an
journeymen
end.
in boxing who make millions of dollars. So the whole fighter pay thing is completely not true. And what I want to do is, obviously I'm doing this Canelo Crawford fight, and I don't think anybody's questioning what these two are going to get paid.
Well, I am, because it's not on record. What's the base purse for Canelo?
Well, imagine what it would take to get Canelo to fight Crawford and have a guy move up weight classes when he's undefeated.
I've heard $100 million.
Probably.
But no one in the UFC's ever made that as a base purse.
Conor McGregor?
$100 million. But that was against Floyd in a boxing match. Okay.
That's right.
That wasn't in the UFC.
What about Crawford?
I mean,
What's he
by the way,
get?
can we pause?
Crawford.
Amber Dixon doing a phenomenal job here. She's well researched. She's not afraid. Again, you don't have to be confrontational. Just know what you're talking about. No one in the UFC has made anywhere near $100 million. Conor McGregor made $100 million for a boxing match, which was not under the UFC umbrella. They were a part of it. All they really did was loan him out to, Mayweather Promotions and Showtime and all that stuff. And she's like actually in a calm demeanor, hitting him back with facts. And I'm not sure if he expected that. Now, she's been around the game a long time. She's talked to him a bunch. But this was a great job. We continue.
I don't know. I actually don't even know. So that deal was cut with Sheikh Turkey in Saudi Arabia.
Again, with the Sheikh Turkey. He does know. Are you kidding me? They're running this. He does not know how much Canelo is making, really? He doesn't know how much Terence Crawford is making. Just say, I don't want to say unless they want to say, or go ask them. But I don't believe for a second that he doesn't know. Of course he knows. And the reason why he doesn't want to say it is because then a star in the UFC is going to be like, wait a second, you're promoting a fight where this top guy is getting $100 million and I'm getting $5 million? This is the stuff that people were predicting that could be an issue down the line. Let's continue with one more clip. And by the way, I urge you all to go check this out. Perhaps we could put it in the comments. Could we pin the interview with Amber in the chat, just to give her the love and respect that she deserves and her outlet deserves, because they did a great job with this interview and they deserve that. So if someone could do that, that would be great. But let's continue with one more clip from the interview.
You support that legislation, right?
100%, yeah.
How necessary is that to get passed?
By the way, this legislation that she's talking about, is she asks him about the Muhammad Ali reform that they're trying to usher in. So again, a very good and a very pertinent, a very topical question. She asks him, do you support it? Yes, he does. And now we continue.
For you to operate in boxing like you do in the UFC.
Yeah, I think that, I'll give you an example. If you look at the UFC, we bought the UFC for $2 million. And if you paid attention today, the stock is at $200 a share. So when you can, I don't know if there's ever been a sport or a business or anything that's ever existed where trillions of dollars in revenue were generated. And at the end of the day,
Let's
there's
pause right
nothing
there. He loves to do, this is one that he's brought this up since March and previous to March. I don't know if there's any business where trillions, he always emphasizes trillions, have been poured into and there's nothing there. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Is Matchroom not worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars at this point? Is Queensberry not worth a hell of a lot of money? What about Top Rank, who doesn't even have a TV deal right now? You don't think that's worth something? What about Golden Boy? What about MVP? What about Misfits? What about Boxer? And on it goes. What does that mean? Now, is the structure of boxing like mixed martial arts, where there was one organization that kind of started the sport and they became the main dog, the big dog, the big dog, the big dog, and there's been some other leagues that have tried to come, but it all started with the league? It's not the same. Boxing is 100 years older than MMA. Of course the structure is going to be different. But to suggest you can't buy boxing. Boxing is the sport. You can't buy boxing. There are promotions within boxing. It's a completely different model than MMA. So to suggest that boxing is worth nothing and that trillions have been put into it, that's not true. That is just absolutely not true. Matchroom, Boxer, Queensberry, Golden Boy, Top Rank, PBC, MVP, Misfits, all these are boxing organizations. Some are worth more than others. Some have had great success. Some have not had great success. Some have lost money. Some have gained money. Some are on top. Some are not on top. Some have good years. Some have bad years. But what is that? It's the same old hits that he tries to play. And we're going to come in. You're not going to do. It's impossible to pull off. I am on record to saying if they get into it, they will be successful. Not because of Dana White, because of the people behind Dana White: Nick Khan, Mark Shapiro, people like that, Turkey. Dana's just playing the same old hits. And the same old hits implies that he's going to play the same old UFC hits. It's UFC embedded. It worked here, it's going to work there. Contenders here, it's not going to be the same. So they are going to figure that out rather quickly, and they'll be successful because they're very smart people with great minds and resources and backgrounds. But this idea that boxing is in trouble or that it's dead or that it's a thing that trillions of dollars is insane, because you're promoting a guy in Canelo Alvarez who's about to make $100 million, reportedly, for a fight on Netflix in front of tens of thousands of people at Allegiant Stadium. If it was really a dead thing, would that even happen? Honestly, would that even happen? No. We continue.
What we did with the UFC is turned the UFC into an NFL, an NBA. There's a league. You reinvest back into the sport, and other people want to invest in the sport, whether it's sponsors or, any of these financial firms, whatever it may be. That's what needs to be done with boxing too, and that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Listen, there's no ego or arrogance whatsoever when I talk about getting into boxing and trying to fix it, because this is a busted sport.
I got to challenge you on this, though. When you say that no one does their research, how can we when the Nevada Athletic Commission no longer releases fighter purses?
Why don't they?
You tell me.
Oh, I have no idea. You're going to have to ask a commissioner that question. But all that stuff is supposed to be transparent, but there's got to be other, California or some of these other states that would release them to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Not in Nevada since 2020. But then, let's take the last championship fight in the UFC, Duplessis and Chimaev. I think, what did Duplessis make? $1 million base pay?
Ask them. It's not my place to talk about. That's the other thing, too. There's no gag order on any of these fighters. They could all sit down and do full interviews with you guys on how much they make and what they were paid. They don't want to, because they don't want you to know what they got paid. When people find out what you made, it makes life a lot tougher. There's a lot of people sitting around looking for handouts when they find out you made millions of dollars. But any of these fighters, you could do interviews with any of them. They could lay out their entire pay structure for you. But it's kind of weird. None of them do it.
And here's the thing. So she did ask about the purses not being released in Nevada since 2020. I did reach out to Jeff Mullins, and he said, I asked him if I can ask him a question. He said yes. I asked him if this was true and why, and then I did not get a response. So I'm not sure. Now, I have seen some reports saying that the UFC backed the notion of not releasing fighter pay. Are they trying to protect the fighters? Are they trying to protect themselves? Who knows? Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Duplessis aren't going to come out and be like, yes, hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you how much I make. And yes, I understand to a degree, you could say it's none of our business, but in the rest of sports, and that's how you kind of decide market value. The UFC stance has always been, we don't want this to get out because we don't want hanger-ons, we don't want leeches to come after our fighters. That seems like a very noble stance. I think you could come up with the hypothesis that perhaps there's other reasons why you don't want it to come out, because you don't want fighters to know how much their counterparts are making so that they can compare and contrast and then say, hey, if he's making that much, I want to know why I'm making this much. Anyway, I thought it was a fascinating interview. I thought it was conducted very well. Dana's playing the same old hits, and that's just that. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But it does get a little tiresome to hear this thing about the trillions of dollars and there's nothing there, and we don't release numbers because we don't want the fighters to have people coming out asking for handouts and all this stuff. it's not exactly that. It's not exactly that. And I thought actually what was most telling about that interview was the fact that he laid out that we're going to be essentially the Contender Series. We're going to be the Contender Series, and then they're going to graduate to, I guess, the Ring/Riyadh shows. I thought that was really interesting because that wasn't exactly how it was positioned back in March. Go back to that day where they were doing all the press and making the announcement. That's not how it was positioned. So an interesting story to monitor. And of course, we'll see how it plays out this weekend. It's going to be a huge show. And like I said a couple days ago, I'm really curious to see the bells and whistles, the business, the broadcast, how it all looks, because they do have some of the best minds in all of TV coming together to put on this mega event. All right. Speaking of boxing and speaking of some big news, let's talk to Jaime Munguia now. It's been, I would say, a trying time for him over the past few weeks, but it appears as though the clouds are opening up and he is in the clear and he can resume his career that did not seem to be a possibility just a few weeks ago, but this is one of the more interesting cases that we've seen. And so without further ado, let us say hello to Jaime Munguia and our interpreter, Joel, who is joining us. Hello, Jaime. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
Hola, Jaime. ¿Cómo estás? Gracias por estar con nosotros. Puedes saludar.
¿Qué onda, Joel? ¿Cómo estás? Buenas tardes. Un gustazo. Pues muy bien, contentos ya de haber pues resuelto ahora sí que el tema. Ahora sí, una de las cosas más difíciles en mi carrera, pero muy contento.
Yes, thank you. It's such a joy to be here, especially after resolving the issue, one of the hardest things in my life, but I am really happy, excited to be here.
Okay, so let's start. When you found out initially that your A sample had come back with this adverse finding, what was your initial reaction when you found out about this?
Okay, empecemos hablando de eso. Cuando supiste que la prueba que te hicieron salió positiva con esto que encontraron, ¿cómo te sentiste por eso?
La verdad, pues ahora sí que me agarraron de sorpresa. Yo la verdad siempre, no sé, al principio tomé pues ahora sí que la cosa muy a la ligera porque pues se me hacía algo imposible, la verdad, porque pues ahora sí que nunca he sido atleta toda mi vida, he sido deportista desde mi niñez, entonces la verdad nunca he usado algo para mejorar mi rendimiento físico y la verdad que eso me tomó por sorpresa, entonces pues al siguiente día yo rápido fui y me hice unos estudios aquí en Tijuana, en lo personal, y salí limpio, entonces, pero me agarró muy por sorpresa.
Yes, it just took me by surprise. Right at the beginning, I took it a little light because I just thought this is impossible. My whole life, I've been in sports. I've always been clean. I've never used anything to enhance my performance. So it truly took me by surprise. So once I heard it, even on the next day, I went and took a test myself, and of course it was negative. So that's when I started being concerned about it.
Yeah. So VADA said that the A sample came back positive for exogenous testosterone metabolites. And that means that the testosterone came from an outside source. And then we found out that your B sample also showed the same thing. And usually when that happens, a fighter gets suspended and, you have to sit on the sidelines for 6 months to a year, maybe even more than that. And when this was all happening, Jaime, you were getting blasted. People were calling you a cheater. They were saying you should have a lifetime ban. As you're seeing all of this and knowing deep down that you're innocent, how are you reacting to all of it?
Ok, entonces lo que supimos, ¿verdad? Que primero te hicieron la prueba A y vino positiva, luego te hicieron la segunda prueba A que vino positiva para eso de testosterona, y normalmente cuando a alguien le viene positivo eso, lo suspenden por un periodo de 6 meses o hasta un año, y la gente te empezó a atacar, empezó a decir que hasta deberían suspenderte de por vida, vinieron todos los ataques. ¿Cómo te sentiste? ¿Cómo empezaste a reaccionar a eso?
No, la verdad, fíjate que la verdad yo siempre, pues ahora sí que traté de tomar las cosas con mucha tranquilidad. Yo sé, hay mucha gente que piensa que la prueba A y la prueba B son pruebas diferentes, pero nada más aclararles que la prueba A y la prueba B, pues ahora sí que son la misma, o sea, de la misma orina o la misma prueba que ellos tienen, en la que saliste positivo, simplemente vuelven a hacer otra de la misma, entonces es casi imposible que en una y en otra salgas diferente, ¿no? Pero les digo, hicimos todas las pruebas necesarias, mandé a analizar todos mis suplementos, entre otras cosas, y pues gracias a Dios, pues salieron los suplementos contaminados.
Well, I'll try to stay cool about it. There is something that a lot of people don't know about. They think that the A sample and the B sample are different, but truly they're not. They are actually taking a sample from the same urine. So it's pretty impossible that the first one and the second one are going to come out different. So I immediately started taking action. I analyzed all my supplements. I did my own testing, and I truly believe that I'm so glad that they came back contaminated.
So what did you have to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Okay. What did you and your team have to do at that point? Because like I said, historically, and you're right, the B sample is usually the same as the A sample and it's from the same source. Once that happens, now you're getting a punishment. What did you guys have to do to then prove that it was contaminated and that you actually weren't trying to cheat, you weren't at fault? What were the steps that you had to take?
Ok, entonces sí, tenés razón, la prueba A y la prueba B son las mismas, vienen de la misma fuente. Entonces, viene y ocurre esto que te están castigando, vienen y te castigan, entonces, pues tuviste que probar que eso no era verdad. ¿Cuáles son los pasos que tuviste que tomar para poder probar que no habías fallado?
Sí, pues mira, para empezar, pues nunca me castigaron. Ahora sí que o sea, me acusaban de algo, pero no llegaron a castigarme nunca, pues hasta demostrar lo contrario, ¿no? Entonces, ahora sí que lo primero que hicimos fue pues ver todo lo que habíamos tomado, ver todo lo que habíamos comido, investigamos de todo, pues hasta que dimos, te digo, el mismo laboratorio que me hizo las pruebas de la prueba A y la prueba B, que es avalado por WADA, fue el mismo laboratorio que mandé todos mis suplementos a analizar, y ellos pues se percataron de que 4 de los suplementos habían estado contaminados por una sustancia que se llama pregnenolona, que no es una sustancia ilegal, pero no venía marcada en los botes o sea, en los suplementos no venía marcada de que esa sustancia estaba ahí. Entonces, esa sustancia supuestamente, pues mandamos a hacer estudios que supuestamente a un laboratorio en Francia, que es de los más avalados mundialmente para todos los organismos. Entonces ellos nos dijeron que la pregnenolona, algo así hace como que parezca que tu cuerpo pues tiene metabolitos, pero es por esa sustancia, la pregnenolona. Y como lo repito, no es una sustancia ilegal.
Well, there was, I would like to also mention this, that there was actually no punishment. We were trying to deal with it. And in fact, I felt very supported. So immediately we started checking out my food, my supplements. And yes, we actually started doing some testing. We sent it to the exact same lab where the testing was done. I sent even my supplements, and they came back with the results. About 4 of them were actually contaminated with something called pregnenolone. Sorry for that. Which I want to make a note, is not an illegal substance, but it was just not marked on the ingredients that the supplement had. And so we sent it to this lab in France, one of the best labs that there is. And yes, they confirmed that there was some contaminant over there. And again, I want to make it clear that this is not illegal in the substance. So we were glad that those were the results.
Yes, per the United States Anti-Doping Agency, pregnenolone, which was the substance that came up, is not on the ban list, and it's used as an anti-aging compound for hormone replacement and to treat a myriad of medical conditions. And they also consider the use of any dietary supplement that claims to deliver or boost hormones to be especially risky, but it's not on their banned substance list, and so that's why you are ultimately cleared of any wrongdoing. But as you know, Jaime, when something initially comes out, everyone goes crazy. Everyone is quick to judge. Everyone is quick to accuse. And then when someone is cleared, it doesn't get the same type of attention. Do you feel like your name has been cleared, or do you feel like people still view you as a cheater even though you actually did not cheat?
Entonces, mira, eso del pregnenolone sabemos que no está prohibido, ¿verdad? Es para Es solo un suplemento, tiene algunas hormonas ahí que se muestran de una manera. Ahora, pensando en eso, pues la gente te ataca, la gente viene y te empiezan a ver mal y toma bastante atención todo eso. Ahora que tu nombre ha sido limpiado, que ya todo está en lo claro, la gente ya no se vuelve tan loca, como que no tiene suficiente atención y pues te están viendo diferente. ¿Cómo te sentís por eso?
No, la verdad que me siento muy contento, pues ahora sí de que los organismos hayan apoyado, ¿no? En esta gran decisión. Les dimos todas las pruebas. Yo la verdad que me siento muy tranquilo, pues ahora sí que ya por eso, digo, se me pasó decir que también mandamos a hacer unos estudios del cabello, de mis uñas, 1000 botes de sangre. Entonces, la verdad que pues me da mucha tranquilidad y como te digo, no me considero pues una persona tramposa ni en el deporte ni en la vida. Entonces, yo creo que me considero una persona limpia en general y pues ahora sí que siempre me he esforzado al máximo y siempre he trabajado para llegar mejor físicamente a mis peleas.
Yes, I actually feel good about this, and I do feel supported. You know, we gave all the proof that they were asking. In fact, I forgot to mention that they actually analyzed my hair, my nails, a lot of blood. But I this just proven. I'd like to say, and I know that I'm not a cheater, whether in life or in sports. I am a clean guy. I've always worked hard, physically, mentally, emotional, to get to where I am. But like I said, I do feel glad that the way things are happening.
Okay. So now you can resume your career, right? There's nothing that can stop you. You can fight whenever you want.
Entonces puedes resumir tu carrera, ¿verdad? No hay nada que te está deteniendo para que vuelvas a pelear, ¿correcto?
Sí, así es, no hay ningún castigo, no hay nada. Entonces estamos limpios y podemos seguir adelante y salir a pelear con quien sea.
Yes, that is true. There is no punishment. There's nothing. We can just go out there and begin fighting with whoever I'm able to.
Okay, and just curious, last thing on the test, do you have any idea how your tests came with this contamination on it? Do you have any idea what happened? Do you have any sort of clue?
¿Cómo?
Y una vez más, regresando a hablar de los test, ¿tenés alguna idea cómo es que estos tests tuvieron esa contaminación? ¿Alguna idea, alguna pista de cómo es que llegaron a resultar así?
O sea, los suplementos venían contaminados haz de cuenta que yo pedí los suplementos que siempre tomo, pues los pedí en línea y pues de ahí salieron contaminados. O sea, nosotros ahora mandamos a checar todo lo que habíamos comido, lo que habíamos tomado, champús que estuvimos allá usando en Arabia, pues cremas de allá, comida, barritas de proteína, mandamos todos mis suplementos. Entonces ahí fue donde los 4 suplementos pues botaron ahí de que tenían pregnenolona, ¿no? Entonces pues supuestamente eso pues alteró, ¿no? Los niveles, pero aún así los niveles eran muy bajos, o sea, se pasaban por una cosa mínima. Entonces, como te lo digo, eso no me ayudó en nada a mejorar mi rendimiento físico.
Okay, so see, that we did notice that the supplements were contaminated. I had ordered these supplements online, so that's what came out contaminated because we checked everything. I mean, we checked my supplements. I even checked the shampoo, the lotion, the food, my granola bars, and that's how we found out that 4 of the supplements had that chemical. And even so, they were very, very low levels. They were very low levels, but that's how we found out that it was supplements that I had ordered online, 4 of them.
Did you ever hear from Bruno Saras? He spoke after the initial story came out and he was critical of you. Now that you've been cleared, has he reached out to you to offer any sort of apology or any sort of, olive branch after all this came out?
¿Oíste alguna vez de Bruno Saraz? Él estaba hablando de eso, pero después de que ya saliste limpio, ¿recibiste algún contacto, alguna disculpa? ¿Ocurrió algo?
No, la verdad que no hemos recibido ahora sí que ninguna disculpa. Ahora sí que todas las personas que hablaron mal de mí, pues ahora pues ya no dicen nada, ¿no? Entonces, Pero pues es parte de, ¿no? Es parte de que, pues que hablen de ti, que se digan cosas. Entonces, pues la verdad te digo, pues ahorita yo en lo personal estoy tranquilo, estoy contento de que haya salido la verdad, ¿no?
No, actually, there had not been any apology, no contact. In fact, no one who said anything is saying anything now. Everybody's quiet, and I just see it this way. It's all part of it. It's all part of this life. I am glad and I'm very happy that the way things are, and I can move on.
So that doesn't bother you?
Entonces, ¿eso no te molesta?
That they're not apologizing, that they're not reaching out.
¿No te molesta que no se están disculpando, de que no están tratando de comunicarse? ¿No te molesta eso?
No, pues, o sea, te digo, pues ahora sí que es parte del trabajo, ¿no? Es parte pues ahora sí que, pues de estar ahí en ese nivel de que hablen de ti, de que digan cosas de ti. Entonces, pues te digo, la verdad que no me molesta, trato de fijarme lo menos posible en esas cosas y pues seguir adelante, seguir concentrado en mi carrera, seguir trabajando, seguir entrenando y pues seguir peleando.
No, it actually doesn't bother me very much. It's all part of this job. There's always people talking about you. Everybody's going to say something. So I'm just right now. I just want to stay focused. I want to continue trading. I want to continue doing my job, and be prepared for what's coming.
At this juncture, do you have your next fight?
En este punto, en este momento, ¿ya tenés preparada tu próxima pelea?
No, todavía no tenemos preparado nada, pero esperamos estar regresando tal vez en noviembre, diciembre. Es lo que nosotros esperamos.
No, we don't have anything prepared yet. But yeah, we're expecting to hopefully coming back in November or December. That's what we're hoping for.
Okay. Do you have an opponent in mind? Is there someone that you would like to come back against?
¿Tenés a alguien en la mira, algún oponente con el que quisieras pelear, contra quien quisieras pelear?
No tenemos nada en la mira. Supuestamente, pues estábamos contemplados para pelear ahorita en septiembre. No se sabía con quién. Tenemos la fecha, pero no tenemos aún el rival. Entonces, pues ya después de que pasó todo esto, pues ahora sí que eso pasó a segundo plano. Ahorita que se acaba de resolver, pues vamos a ver qué es lo que pide la gente y qué propuestas tenemos pues por parte de la promotora.
No one is on my sights right now. I did have a fight that was prepared for September. We had the date, but we did not have the opponent yet. And actually, when all this happened, that became secondary. But now, we're just preparing for whatever we can get and what people are asking, what they're wanting.
I do have to ask, your trainer, Eddie Reynoso, has received a lot of criticism as well, especially after this. People are saying, bringing this all together and saying that, he's someone that doesn't play by the rules, that trains fighters who are not, fighting clean. Do you feel like he is owed an apology after this?
Te quiero preguntar algo también acerca de tu entrenador, Eddie Reynoso. Él también lo han criticado, han dicho que es alguien que no juega con las reglas. ¿Crees vos que él se merece también una disculpa?
Sí, así es. Yo creo que pues merece sin duda una disculpa. Yo la verdad en la conferencia pasada que ya lo había dicho que Eddie Reynoso no tenía nada que ver con mi suplementación o con que pues haya salido esa prueba positiva. Él simplemente me entrena, él no me da de comer, él no me da de tomar nada. Entonces, pues yo creo que sí se le debe una disculpa, ¿no? Entonces, él no es responsable de nada de lo que pasó.
Yes, I do deserve that. I do believe that he deserves an apology. At my last interview, I mentioned that he has, he's my trainer. He has nothing to do with what I eat. He doesn't feed me. He doesn't give me my drinks. He just trains me. And so I truly believe that he does deserve an apology.
This weekend, Canelo Alvarez, who you fought last year, is fighting Terence Crawford. Who do you like in that fight?
Esta semana de la pelea de Terence Crawford, ¿quién te gusta de esta pelea?
Pues yo la verdad pienso que Canelo debe ganar. Yo pienso que es más grande, es más fuerte, tiene mucha más experiencia que Crawford. Entonces yo creo que sin duda debe ganar Canelo.
Well, in my opinion, I believe that Canelo should be the one who wins. He's bigger. He has more experience. He's stronger. I truly believe that he should take the win.
You think he wins via decision, or do you think he's able to stop Crawford because of his size and power.
¿Crees que él gane por decisión o crees que vaya a poder detenerlo por su experiencia y por su poder?
Yo pienso que Canelo puede detenerlo. Yo creo que, como te lo digo, es más grande, más fuerte y yo creo que pues no es lo mismo estar en los super welters que en super medio. Entonces, si 2, 3 divisiones sí hacen la diferencia, entonces yo creo que Canelo sí puede sacarla por la vía del knockout.
Oh, I do believe that Canelo can stop him. He's like I said, he's bigger, he's stronger. It's not the same thing being in the welter than being in the middleweight. You know, so I believe that he'll be able to stop him.
Did you train with him for this fight?
¿Entrenaste con él para esta pelea?
No.
No, okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay. And just curious, perhaps Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, the winner fights you. What do you think of that?
Could you repeat the names again, please?
Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Are you interested in perhaps fighting the winner of that fight in November?
Okay, en la pelea de Chris Eubank Jr. y Conor, ¿estás interesado en pelear con el que gane de esa pelea?
Sí, así es, estamos listos. La verdad creo que sin duda va a ser pues una pelea muy emocionante y la verdad que sí nos gustaría estar peleando con el ganador.
Oh yes, definitely. I truly believe there's going to be an exciting fight, and I would like to be ready to fight the winner from that fight.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on, Jaime. Is there anything else you want to say regarding what has happened over the past couple months with you, or do you feel like you have cleared the air now?
Muchas gracias por haber estado aquí. ¿Hay algo más que querás decir acerca de lo que pasó en los últimos 2 meses o sentís que ya está libre y limpia todo lo que pasó?
No, la verdad, simplemente agradecerles a ustedes aquí por el espacio y agradecerle a toda la gente que siempre me ha estado apoyando, que nunca me ha dejado apoyar. Entonces, decirles que vamos a regresar más fuertes y viene lo mejor. Saludos, amigo Jaime Munguia.
No, thank you. I would just like to thank you guys for the space that you have been giving me, the people, all my supporters, and I'm grateful for all of them, and just letting you guys know we're coming back stronger, and we truly believe that what's coming is the best is yet to come.
Okay. Good luck. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
La suerte. Muchas gracias.
Okay. Thank you so much. There he is, Jaime Munguia. Really appreciate him coming on, clearing the air. Again, more often than not, A sample, B sample back, you're in trouble. And he has been able to clear his name. And it's unfortunate in these situations we come out, I remember doing the show with that, he should be banned, should be this, that. And then, once you get cleared, the front page news is the crime. And then when you're cleared of any wrongdoing, that's like page 35. Just kind of the way it goes. So you feel for him, you feel for the team. But hopefully he could put it behind him and move on. Now, there's some other things that we need to get to, and let us do that. There is a breaking news story developing right now that has nothing to do with combat sports, but I do see a lot of you talking about it in the chat, and it's quite shocking and gigantic. And so let's just react since we are live right now. This is a story. I'm reading this from Yahoo.com. From Yahoo News, Charlie Kirk, he is the conservative activist, as they call him, shot at a Utah Valley University event, according to the school. Charlie Kirk, a popular conservative commentator, was shot while speaking to a large crowd at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah on Wednesday, a spokesperson for the university confirmed. Kirk was speaking at a planned open-air rally at the school when a single shot rang out near the food court. Kirk was struck, but his condition is unknown. A suspect is in custody, and the campus has been closed for the rest of the day, a university spokesperson told Yahoo in an email. Kirk is a prominent conservative activist and an ally of President Trump. He co-founded Turning Point USA, an organization that advocates for conservative politics on high school and university campuses. Quote, "We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot," Trump posted to Truth Social. "A great guy from top to bottom. God bless him." FBI Director Kash Patel wrote in a post on X that the Bureau was closely monitoring the situation. This is shocking. Again, I'm not someone who gets riled up because of politics. We've talked a little bit about it here. on the program. It is incredibly volatile. It's incredibly divisive. It's incredibly toxic for someone of his stature, of his notoriety, of his fame, to be shot, and according to some reports, in some bad shape right now, is it's insane. Political violence is insane to me. And I know it's very divisive, and I know it's extremely tense right now in this country, and not just in this country, around the world, in Canada, where I'm from, extremely tense. Everywhere. I don't know if look, let's not pretend that politics haven't always been divisive and intense. Let's not pretend that there haven't been assassinations and assassination attempts and riots and protests. This has happened. It does feel, because we live in a social media era where things get, amplified in ways that could never happen in the past. And just because we're living in these times, and just because how intense and passionate people get with these topics, and how divisive it has all been over the past decade or so, and also how, for some reason, it feels like, we remember in the 90s, Michael Jordan once saying, Republicans buy sneakers too. And now it feels like everyone has a political take. And I'm okay with that, as long as we can all respect each other and shake hands and be like, yeah, we're all human beings trying to make the world a better place. This is not that. This is awful. This is shocking. I believe he's a husband and a young father. It's awful stuff. It's really disgusting stuff. And you have these open rallies, you have these public gatherings, and you hope that everyone is respectful and that it doesn't become a security issue. And here once again we see that these gatherings are incredibly dangerous. I don't really know what to make of this. Anyone have some thoughts to share?
No, I think you said it very well. Senseless.
Senseless.
It is impossible to
disgusting,
justify, rectify, come to any conclusion other than that this is abhorrent, regardless of political leaning. Like, this is not a political thing. This is a human thing.
It's a political thing in that one would
motivated.
Suspect, yes, one would suspect that the reason why he
I don't know. Yeah, I said motivated. Suspect, I don't know. Yeah.
For those that don't know, Charlie Kirk, right-wing activist, far right. I don't know what's far right, far left, this and that. On the right side of the fence, no doubt about it. Very loud and proud Donald Trump supporter. You don't need me to spell it out to you. This is all very, very, very divisive right now, and polarizing and controversial. But death or being shot, dramatically changing your life, like none of this is acceptable. None of this is worth it. So I don't know. Is there? I don't see any sort of update on his condition other than what I just wrote. Well, what I just read here.
Yes, that is the latest that I've seen confirmed anywhere.
Yeah, critical condition. This is now an update. Yahoo has this thing where every few minutes it's being updated. So it says Charlie Kirk is being treated and is in critical condition, according to the Associated Press. Andrew Colvett, a spokesman for Turning Point USA, which is the group that he's a part of, confirmed to the New York Times that Kirk has been shot in the neck. CBS News White House reporter Jennifer Jacobs said a Turning Point USA official also confirmed that Kirk is at the hospital, but it doesn't look good, quote unquote. Minutes before, this is from Jennifer Jacobs. She's the CBS News White House reporter. Minutes before Charlie Kirk was shot, he had posted Utah Valley University is fired up and ready for the first stop back on the American Comeback Tour. Kirk was speaking to students from an outdoor tent. A Utah Valley University alert said a single shot was fired, and a Turning Point USA official says Charlie Kirk is at the hospital, but it, quote, doesn't look good. Confirmed Kirk was shot in the neck. Kamala Harris condemns Kirk's shooting. Political violence has no place in America. Yeah, it's awful. What the hell, man? What's happening? Again, I don't want to. Ronald Reagan was shot at many, many years ago. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. So this is unfortunately, politics are very divisive. People are very passionate. It's very polarizing. But you just wish that we lived in a time where this type of stuff wouldn't happen. I don't know what else to say. I did happen to see a pretty fucked up tweet from Marvin Vittori. Can we talk about this one? Jesus Christ. Speaking of the world going mad, Marvin Vittori tweeting there's a young woman who was killed on a Charlotte train. Her name is Irina Zarutska. This happened in late August, and the footage. I mean, like, there's no filter on anything, so you could see this stuff, and it's awful. Did you guys see this? Anyone see this?
I did. I saw.
Yeah, it's just awful. It's awful. Barbaric, and I guess some person posted a thing about the New York Times having X amount of articles on George Floyd, on Trayvon Martin, on Daniel Penny, and 0 on this woman. I don't know if this is true, but this is what she posts with a screen grab of 0 results. Is it possible that the New York Times has not reported this? I don't know. Marvin Vittori quote tweets this. F all these people. This, and I'm not going to swear anymore, or I'm going to try not to, because it seems like we're getting dinged for this. This SH star T is getting out of hand. They control everything. F these Ashkenazi Jews that want to control the world. Here I said it. Wow. Marvin Vittori, what in the world? This is amazing. How do we get blamed for this? How do we get blamed for this? It always comes back to the Jews. Crazy. And here I was trying to extend an olive branch to Marvin and talk so nicely about his home country. Just madness. The times we are living in is crazy. The person who attacked this young woman is not Jewish. How? I want to look this up. Let me look this up. Irina. I just want to see if Marvin is onto something here. Okay, so I typed in her name, and then I typed in the New York Times. And the first article that came up was Ukrainian refugees stabbing in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right. And then I see man accused in brutal North Carolina rail slaying faces federal charge. These are all New York Times articles. So what is he talking about? It's right here. Is it possible Marvin Vittori is misinformed or just like not, following the right people? Is that possible, you guys?
There's a percentage chance that I believe that could be correct.
I'm trying to click. I don't subscribe to the New York Times, unfortunately. So every time I'm clicking on the articles, but I'm seeing the blurb right here. Man accused in brutal NC rail slaying faces federal charges 1 day ago. Ukrainian refugee stabbing in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right 1 day ago. So I don't know. I'm sorry to say. Maybe the Ashkenazi Jews aren't at fault. And by the way, shout out to Marvin for knowing the difference between Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews. That actually surprises me. Do you guys know the difference between Ashkenazi and Sephardic? Who, me? Jordan, probably Ashkenazi, I would imagine. Me, Sephardic. Ashkenazi is like Eastern European descent. Jordan, you're Eastern European?
Yeah, Russian, Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe, my wife's same. Sephardic, more, Middle Eastern, my family. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there used to be Jews all over the Middle East. Now they tend to be in one particular place. They tend to be just in one tiny bit, but they used to be all over. Lebanon, my family, Egypt. Have you looked at the numbers, by the way, of how many people live in those countries who are of Jewish descent? These days, it's very little. almost 0. Anyway, thank you to Marvin Vittori for that great that great take. That was good stuff from Marvin. Should we go back to the super chats, Frank? Everyone's quiet back there. What is this?
Yeah, man.
You guys
Super
feed
chat.
me this information. I'm going to react to it. What do you want?
Who the fuck is we?
I mean, someone fed it to me.
What are the plans for the Bills game? Gonna introduce the boys to tailgating?
Great. This is a more positive topic. Should I? The thing is, most people at the Jets game, aren't they probably Jets fans who are tailgating, or do you think that there'll be some Bills fans also tailgating?
I think everybody will be tailgating.
What's going on back there? Why is everyone so quiet?
What are you talking about? You asked a question, we gave you an answer.
Yeah, it was like a. It was
What
like an
time?
hour.
It's just hard at work back here. We're trying
What
to
are you guys
get some
doing?
sound,
Eating
listen to
mandarins?
some news and stuff, you know. Trying to keep you in the loop.
What was the question just now?
Yeah,
Bills or Jets tailgating?
Both of them are.
What's happening?
How many?
What do you mean, what's
How
happening?
many white
Eating
tables are you gonna
oranges
jump
back
through?
there? Or what? I'm trying to
The
have
oranges are long
discourse. We're
gone.
chatting. We're letting our
You
hair
should connect
down.
with corporate Jake. I'm sure he'll be. He goes to a few Jets games a year. You guys can
I'm
have
not
a joint
hanging out
tailgate.
What time do you want us to come to the game on Sunday?
You can come hang out in the tailgate. Nothing's stopping you from doing that.
Thanks.
You know, noted Jets fan on air Jordan is curious as to why he did not get an invite.
Yeah, you're not getting the invite. I'm not going to a Bills Jets game with my kids and you, noted Jets fan.
Wow.
Why would I want to hang out with a Jets fan? There's going to be enough of them around
Because
us.
I already know that what the result is going to be, and it's going to
By
be
the
a
way,
Bills win.
Jets
So,
always
like,
play the Bills tough. You know this.
It's tough.
Remember that game, the Rodgers game?
Yeah, 3 plays in, torn Achilles.
Yeah, you
Then he
guys
came
won in
back last
overtime.
week and dominated the Jets defense. Yeah,
I believe a punt return.
Yeah, that guy actually just got cut this
Oh.
morning, I believe.
Wow, really? What's his name?
Xavier Gibson. He fumbled the ball that led to a Steelers touchdown, and the Steelers won.
It's tough. What else, Frank? What else?
I'll tell you what else. Pizzi, I got like 6 phone calls, Carol.
He does say that a lot. That's actually true. He's like, he always says these guys ring me up, and I'm like, who's ringing you up, Pizzi? Really? Because I get texts. I don't get rings.
I call him and hang up sometimes just to keep him on his toes.
It's actually a great call. He really does say that a lot. Why does he say that so much?
It's just part of his charm.
Yeah, you're right. What else, Frank? What else?
How would you sum up the legacy of Bellator MMA?
The legacy of Bellator MMA. Bellator MMA, in my opinion, actually lasted longer than I thought it would. They came in, they were heavy on the tournaments with Bjorn Rebney. They got rid of Bjorn. They brought in Scott Coker. Once Scott Coker was brought in, they relied on a lot of known commodities. They relied on a lot of names that were already established in the world of MMA. Obviously the Kimbos and the Dadas, but also, like the Lyoto Machidas of the world and the Rampage Jacksons and the King Mo's and the Frank Mears and the Fedor Emelianenkos, et cetera, et cetera. And they did a good enough job, but when I say good enough job of being a second league. But my general feeling as far as Bellator is concerned is they never found their way. They never found their magic. They never found their charm. They never were able to capture the heart and imagination of the MMA public like some other former organizations out there were able to, namely Pride and Strikeforce. People were Pride and Strikeforce fans, Pride much more than Strikeforce, but Strikeforce was really developing some momentum. People were rooting for their success. They had a loyal, passionate fan base. I never felt like Bellator had that. For whatever reason, I never felt like Bellator had people that were backing them. You know how it was never tribal with Bellator. AEW has passionate fans. UFC has passionate fans. WWE has passionate fans. Bellator does not have that. Pride had that. Strikeforce had that. Strikeforce never died. Pride never died. No one's saying Bellator never died. And if we're being fair, I don't think they did a great job of building new stars. Pitbull, AJ McKee, Michael Chandler. I might be missing one or two. But if you compare it to the stars that
James Tahuna?
Strikeforce created, I mean, it pales in comparison. I always thought Bellator put on too many shows. I felt like their weekly format with the tournaments. Eddie also had a great run there. Never didn't allow them to like put on the best fights possible. And again, I don't love the tournament format where it's just like no matchmakers and the best are going to fight the best and it's going to be a meritocracy and all this stuff. Just put on the best fun fights. Elite XC actually has like if you guys can anyone name me their top 3? Give me your top 4 or 5 favorite Bellator fights.
Chandler versus Alvarez.
Everyone will say that.
Yeah.
And then what? Like nothing sticks out.
Ada Kimbo.
Nothing breaks through, right? And they did over 200 events.
I mean, honestly, Michael Chandler
Cody Law.
is kind of in all of them. Michael Chandler versus Eddie Alvarez. Michael Chandler versus Will Brooks. Michael Chandler versus Patricio Pitbull. The rivalries. And Chandler was kind of like the face of all of it.
AJ McKee Pitbull. That was a big moment. Wasn't like a great fight, but it was just a big moment.
Yeah.
There's not that like
Johnny Eblin, Gegard Mousasi.
Yeah, you were there.
I was in attendance.
But you know what I mean? Nothing really broke through. Also, you can name like UFC 267, right?
Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira.
I can't name you a single Bellator event. And they were all numbered.
Yeah, neither can I.
Bellator 198. Bellator 200, I remember because they had Cyborg on there. I don't even remember who she fought. But just nothing broke through. So that's kind of their legacy.
But would you say that they or Strikeforce were a more consistent number 2 to the UFC?
Strikeforce had some momentum there towards the end. Now, consistent. What do you mean by consistent? Like over a prolonged period of time? Obviously, Bellator, I think, actually
Strikeforce burned hot when it did, and had
it was hot and fast.
The best point you made was like,
Strikeforce had a 2-year run.
Rockhold, like the names are just like ridiculous when you think about Strikeforce.
Strikeforce had a 2-year run, so they were more prolonged, and actually Strikeforce wasn't just 2 years old. But remember, Strikeforce came into play March of 2006, I believe it was, with the Cesar Gracie fight.
Yeah.
And between 2006 and 2009, they were just a sort of Northern California promotion. When Elite XC goes under in late 2008, and then they have their first event with the Showtime deal, which was Frank Shamrock versus Nick Diaz. It's April. That's April of 2009. I was there. April of 2009 to March of 2011, they're sold. So we romanticized Strikeforce, but it was really just a 2-year wild and wacky run. Bellator lasted a hell of a lot longer.
The thing I'm asking, like,
but
it felt like
let's talk great Strikeforce fights. Diaz Daly, Frank Shamrock against Kung Lee, like Cyborg Gina. Like we could go on and on about great Strikeforce fights.
the reality is it was all driven by the stars. You know, it's the fact that they had fighters that people wanted to see, and delivered on that, especially during that period. And whereas Bellator, to your point, like there weren't a lot of people who emerged from that, but like they had events that you remember. You know, they had the Chael Tito rivalry kind of culminated there. We had Kimbo fighting for them in big shows. It did not take hold with the MMA audience in the way that you would have hoped and expected, as you said. But I do feel like they were always the kind of consistent number 2 for a long enough period that's the legacy, you know?
Overall, though, I look back on Strikeforce more fondly, and I think
No, certainly. The highs were much higher.
Exactly.
Not even close.
What else, Frank? What else?
Beelzebub says, we enjoy the banter between y'all in addition to the guests. More like 50-50.
All right, I feel like we're pretty close to that, no?
Pharaoh says, people want more chat on recent fights on Mondays.
I feel like we give them that. I mean, when the show starts on time.
And prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family. Scary.
Thank you.
Happy.
Oh, okay. I knew you said and, so I thought that meant.
Yeah. I thought you said.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Happy 3 years to the greatest Ringer episode ever. Legend has it Ariel's ghost is still roaming Newark Airport in search of a kosher sandwich.
What a time that was.
Tell us more.
Oh, you don't know about this? Of course you know. This is Khamzat against Nate Diaz. The Ringer MMA crew is on Spotify Green Room. Myself, Chuck Mindenhall, and Pete Carroll. Correct me if I'm wrong here, GC. Is this 279?
Nailed it.
Yeah. So we're doing the weigh-in show. We get word early on. So we used to do a live weigh-in show on this app called Spotify Green Room when we were doing the Ringer show. And
the fact you're saying that like a throwback. I remember when like it came to be.
Yeah, this app, this thing called Spotify Green Room. Myself, it was very fun because we would react in real time, and we start to get word that Khamzat isn't going to make weight, and maybe he's not going to fight. And so we're doing this thing. And we're like, hey, we're going to stick with this until the very end. So we would do this. It was in Vegas, so I believe it was 12 to 2 because it was a 9 a.m. Pacific weigh-in, so 12 to 2. I had a flight at around 7, and I'll tell you where I was going. And then all of a sudden he's not showing up, and all of a sudden we're starting to get word that they're going to rejigger the whole card. So it was Khamzat, Nate. God, I won't remember any of this. I think Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez.
Yep.
Li Jingliang, Tony Ferguson? Or did I screw that up?
That is correct. Yeah.
Was it Li Jingliang and Tony Ferguson? Why do I feel like that's wrong?
No, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Lee was fighting at 55?
No. It was definitely Khamzat Nate.
Was it Holland?
Tony Ferguson was fighting.
Let's just look this up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up as well. Yeah, no, it was Leach. It was Leach.
It was?
Yeah.
All right.
Supposed to be fighting the Leach.
Okay, so then it became Khamzat, Holland.
Correct.
D-Rod, Leach, Ferguson, Diaz. They switched it all up. And so we're doing this, and then we get to a point where I don't remember what the number is. The number continues to grow. I think it was like 75,000 people were listening to this. It's an insane number. And it was a great day for us because we were trying to get this app that no one was using that no longer exists off the ground. And we would average on a pay-per-view post show, we would get like 10 to 12K people listening to this thing. And it was wonderful. It was beautiful. And it felt like we had really like built something. But then at some point I have to leave. I have to go. And I have to go on this flight. But the beauty is that you can still talk into your phone. It was just all done via our phone. So Ant was a part of the crew as a sort of like ancillary member character. Oh, we could take phone calls. That was very fun. So we met a lot of wild and wacky characters, some of which are still part of our lives now. Shout out A-Dub and Lewis. Where have you gone? What was his name? Golly. The Liverpool fan. This is going to kill me. Someone's going
James Tahuno?
No, someone's going to mention it.
Keep my fucking name out your mouth.
Anyway, no, you're really helping out a lot. It's
I can't.
It's very.
I cannot remember the name of this man.
No, if PT were here, he would remember. Anyway, I get in the cab. I get to the airport. I'm in the security line, and these guys are still going. And I remember that they announced the fight or the new card just as I was about to take off. I couldn't believe it because I wanted some sort of, conclusion to all of this. And so we were on the air, and there was a point where Chuck had to leave to rewrite his story for The Ringer. So there was a point where it was just PT and Ant waxing poetic, taking calls and whatnot. And
that must have been the peak.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was great stuff.
I listened to the entire thing.
I
sat in my office in my house listening to the entire thing, cranking out memes all day. It was
great. It was a great day.
It was a legendary day.
And I remember it fondly because I was flying out to Pittsburgh to do this story for Real Sports, which I was just thinking about recently. I'm so upset that this story never aired. This was the story where we spent a weekend at a nudist resort, and I got to hang out with a lot of fascinating people in the nude. I was not in the nude. Who were a part of this Super Bowl of nude volleyball tournament. It was wild. It was such a cool experience. Honestly, it was, because they were such beautiful souls with incredible backstories. There's one shot. I only have one piece of footage from it, which I took like from the cameraman who was showing me afterwards the monitor. We do those walk and talks. It's me and this real estate agent, and his dong is just completely out. We're doing the walk and talk. He's fully nude, and I'm walking around in a flannel. They were great people. I really did enjoy them. But I think it was great journalism. Then, of course, they canceled the show, yada, yada, all that. Anyway, yes, shout out. That was 3 years ago. What else, Frank? What else?
Leach also had the suit for that card.
Oh, yeah.
And lastly, don't bite. Highway Helwani is the real 10-7.
Oh, okay. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'll take it. Let me just answer a couple more of these questions here. Ace Crouton says, hello, Ariel. I disagree with Yahoo Fantasy and would like your opinion. For fantasy baseball, the default regular season tiebreaker is highest winning percentage from the last game. Team A and Team B were tied for the last playoff spot. Team A won the regular season 2-0. Bro, what is this question? This is what I'm coming back for? Mark Davies, quick one, Ariel. Love you in the show. For someone who tends to pride himself in pronouncing names correctly, for the love of God, can you please say Paul Craig's name the right way? It's Craig, like the word vague, but with a CR. Craig, not Craig. Heavy emphasis on the A. Craig, like vague. Sorry, it's been bothering me way more than it should. What do you think about that, GC? How do you pronounce his name?
When you say Craig, it sounds like you're just saying Paul Craig with a Scottish accent.
No, I'm saying Craig. That's how they say it on the broadcast.
Who says it on the broadcast?
Craig?
Paul Craig?
No, he's saying vague.
Vague?
Craig. Paul Craig.
Paul Craig.
All right.
Paul Craig.
Need More Frank says, Ariel, what was your vision for the show at the start? Did you ever imagine it would evolve into the current iteration? Well, originally it was the MMA hour, and then it was just MMA, and I used to feel strongly about just keeping it to MMA. But then when we came back, I wanted to talk a little this, a little that, and so I thought it was time to evolve it into this. MMA, I feel like, is our anchor, is our baby, is our base, is our foundation. And then there's the other stuff around. Now, I will say, about a year ago, I thought, oh, maybe we'll delve into like a little bit of NBA, a little bit of soccer, a little bit of this. And I feel like we've kind of just stuck to the combat sports lane. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the combat sports line.
Slava, hey, Ariel, in your Aljamain Sterling interview, he no-sold you twice and answered a completely different question when you asked him how his wife felt about him cornering Marab before his fight. By the way, you know how I always make that joke about the... Save the date? Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah.
First one.
And you'll be there.
First one.
You're going,
Are
right?
you saving the date?
First
Are
one
you saving the date?
Well, I don't know. No. By the way, for the record, I did say I'm the best person to send the save the date to because I'll send you a gift.
Yeah, fair play.
But I did say this to him.
Yeah, fair play.
Sending
a gift.
He's taking you up on it.
He's the first one to actually come through.
Yeah, I'm saying you're going to send a gift.
Wait a minute, that can't be true, right?
Yeah, who else?
Didn't JoJo and John Wood send us?
Yeah, but did I make the joke with them? Maybe I did. Yeah, I have their gloves right there.
Glove, right? Was the save the date, right?
Didn't Jordan send you a save the date?
Yeah, and I can confirm that he is a great person to send a save the day to
Yeah,
because he
'cause
did
I-
not show up, saved us money on the plate, sends a gift.
Wow.
How about that?
I mean, I must be VI fucking P because I had Helwani on my wedding.
I showed up Saturday afternoon. I remember it.
Fucking big
by the way,
boss over here.
correct me if I'm wrong. Your anniversary is 10 years next month.
You're a son of a gun because that is correct.
I remember,
was reminiscing
2015.
this morning.
I was going to say he talked about that this morning.
Weird. It was
I got
October.
served it by Facebook.
October 2015, right?
That is correct.
October what?
17.
Oh, October 12th. But not
Look at
2015. Anyway, he says, is there a chance that he actually didn't hear you? No, I don't know. Maybe I was talking over him. In general, what's your policy, philosophy when somebody is completely avoiding the question? I don't think he was avoiding it for any sort of like uncomfortable reason. I think he just didn't hear me. Hey, Ariel, I was wondering, after all these years interviewing people, do you have an internal clock that tells you how far into the interview you are? Or are you looking at the clock to see how far you're into the interview? Thanks. Much love from Netherlands. No, I just kind of look at the clock, actually. Tyler, good day, Ariel. What's with this crap about not allowing your son to stay up and watch the Bills game on Sunday? Shame. My question is, who is under more pressure Saturday, John Silva or Diego Lopez? Silva trying to avoid the Fighting Nerds going 0-3 this month. Diego trying to remain in title contention. I'm going to say Diego, lose this one, and you're not really in the mix.
I honestly don't think either. I think they're both in good position, win or lose. They're fan favorite, like slugger, guts and glory type fighters. Like they'll be fine.
Ariel, what's up? Great win for the Buffalo Bills last week. It got me thinking, how do you eat your wings? Do you use blue cheese or ranch? I'm a blue cheese guy, you know. That's how we do it in Buffalo. And if the answer is ranch, you're wrong. Shout out to all the fans. Well, there you go. And I do like the, what is it? I like the...
You like drumsticks
I
over
like
flats,
drumsticks, yeah.
Which I feel like that's a less popular opinion.
No,
I love me some flats.
I've never
I'm a
seen
drumsticks
anyone
guy,
order
too.
drumsticks only.
Me and
I've
Helwani.
seen many
Okay.
of flats only.
I didn't know you could do that, by the
You
way.
can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I
I
feel
just
like you're a bit of a nuisance if you do, though. You know,
It's
It was
annoying.
explained to me
Fall for the all whatever.
It was explained to me by my mother-in-law, who is in fact from Buffalo, that drumsticks are more of the woman affair and flats are for the man. So when she would order them, she's like, "Frank, you want the flats?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Good man."
Damn.
This is straight from Buffalo. It's a tight ship.
No, they're very, very, very particular.
There's
but
gender identification.
Yeah,
because
in
of-
Buffalo, fucking yeah.
no
I tried to
wonder
bring
y'all like
ranch
the
to.
drumsticks.
I tried to bring ranch, and I was almost.
What
Yeah.
do y'all like the drumsticks?
Oh yeah,
You know what?
guys know
Flats
where you
only.
sit.
No,
Never had a drumstick in my life.
never even seen one. What does it look like? Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. I like a drumstick better.
I
That first
just
bite,
love wings, bro.
that first bite on the drumstick is so much meatier. You get that chunk at the top versus the wing. You got to pick out that middle part. Don't get me wrong. I'll clean that thing off, but I like the drumstick better.
Hey, speaking of
Regardless
food,
of what the gender identifying.
yeah,
By
that's
the way,
Speaking of, regardless of,
Gabriel asks for GC, what's one cuisine you would love to cover for Fight Feast but haven't had the opportunity?
oh man, Italian would honestly to go to Little Italy here. Chinese food, we've come close, but haven't been able to do it. Yeah, there's still a few worth knocking off.
We've really wanted to do that Chinese one, but it hasn't worked out timing
I
wise.
really wanted to do Shanghainese.
Oh God,
and that's
my favorite.
where the card was. Yeah.
Mac asks, do you have a limit to what you will allow yourself to cover in the sport? Like if suddenly the clan was invited to sit in the front row, can we all just agree to go watch something else? Because I sometimes feel we are only a couple steps from that. No, I don't think so. But maybe this goes back to the Andrew Tate thing earlier. I mean, you cover what it is, you know, and coverage is not endorsement. That's my general feeling. One more question. Darren Ross, hey Ariel, so happy the gang are all back. Wanted to know your thoughts on Nuno getting sacked from Forest. Writing seemed to be on the wall from last season. I recently completed weight room projects for the club at the training ground and stadium. What? So at least the squad will be strong to compete this season. Hey, shout out to Darren. He's helping the boys get strong. It was great seeing behind the scenes at the city ground and the training ground despite being an MUFC fan. GGMU Pizzi. Keep up the good work, Team Darren. Well, shout out to you. Look, I'm seeing all the reporting now and the Greek connection and all this stuff. It seemed like Nuno saw the writing on the wall when they brought in Edu, and it seemed like he kind of wanted out because you don't do press conferences talking the way in which he did if you don't want to be out. It's a little bit shocking because he had an unbelievable dream season last year, got them in Europe, doubled the points, went from 17th to like 6th. Now the pressure's on Big Ange. It is surreal to see. Jordan, did you see Big Ange walking in there with the Forest gear today?
Haven't seen it yet. I only focus on one team, and that is European champion Tottenham Hotspur.
Thanks to Big Ange. Or is it Ange? I don't know. Anyway, it's surreal to see
Big
him.
Onk, actually.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Surreal to see him in there. Listen, we now have to move on. Nuno's going to get another job. I wish this didn't happen. I can't see how anyone could be upset with the way in which he had the team prepared, the way in which he changed this whole club and culture. But we have to support the gaffer. We have to be behind them. And at the end of the day, it's about the crest right here. All right, it's not about the name on the back. It's not about the sponsor in the front. It's about this thing right here with the 2 stars above it. Oh yeah, this one right here.
Timing though, it's got to be pretty good. Team's been off for a couple of weeks for an international break. He can get in there, coach the guys up, be ready for game 1.
Yeah, no, this is an actual nightmare because they've all been away and they're playing Arsenal on Saturday. Elliot Anderson, by the way, 2 man of the matches for England. How about that? The young midfielder killing it alongside Mr. Morgan Gibbs-White. What is this? Oh, okay. Just one second. I want to see, are we missing anything? Darren Till tweeted something to Paulo Costa today. Did you guys see that?
I did see that, yeah. Here it is.
I wish Paulo Costa, Pauline, would leave the UFC to come and box me. I'd fucking stone his big, fat, stupid Brazilian. A little Portuguese from Darren. Name Portuguese. No.
Can he speak
Portuguese?
Oh my God.
really well?
Wait a second. You've never heard Darren speak
No,
Portuguese?
I have. It's just like it's like a fever dream. It's like you forget that he can do it.
No, not only that, it's him with his like Scouser
accent with the Portuguese.
He's done it on the show before.
It's unbelievable. It's mesmerizing when he does it.
I mean, his accent is mesmerizing, period.
And then I saw a bit of a back and forth with him and Andrew Tate. And then I saw a back and forth with Paulo Costa and John Silva. And then I saw, because I think Costa was hating on Bohalio. I think that's who Carlos Praches was talking about yesterday. And then John Silva with Diego Lopez. I saw that. What else? Am I missing anything else? I do see this, courtesy of Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page is starting a new promotion on Saturday in the UK. It's an all stand-up, all striking promotion, drawing on talent pools similar to the background from MVP's younger days. It's called Total Combat. The pilot event was quote-unquote Carnage and ran an 80% finishing rate. It's live on ITVX this Saturday. That's a big streaming platform, 40 million subs. It's the home of Love Island. Live on BN Sports if you're worldwide or in the US. You can watch it on Triller. MVP production company ITM Productions is producing it. It seems a little bit like Karate Combat, but Michael Venom Page is involved. So good luck to him. 2 p.m. Eastern this Saturday, September 13th. Total Combat with a K. Check it out. One of the many events happening this Saturday. Crocker Donovan, Noche UFC, Canelo Crawford. Watch party on Saturday. Little post-show reaction.
Yep.
Boys in the back tomorrow.
Yep.
Top 5. Still workshopping?
No, we got it. We got it. You'll just have to tune in tomorrow for
that's it.
For how we get there.
You usually tell us.
Actually, yeah. It makes sense. It's a bit of a twist. That's all I'll say. It's a bit of a twist.
Oh, GC.
It's one of our dumbest yet.
Oh, boy.
And we've done some dumb ones. Top 5 greens. We were going through the pound for pounds we've done. We've done some dumb ones. Tomorrow is quite dumb.
Our secondary one was almost the dumbest, and it was incredible.
And then we almost combined the two to make the dumbest of all time, but we just went with one of the
There's
the
a
less
twist.
dumb.
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah, it's good.
What a tease. 416 SUP BITB?
415.
Yeah, shout out to the Bay Area.
415 is Bay Area?
Yeah.
Did you guys choose that?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Shout out.
Shout out indeed.
Terrence Crawford responds to drunk Ilya Taporia's call out. I mean, oh my dear. Oh, what is this? Oh dear. Do I read this? Well, Donald Trump, according to Donald Trump on Truth Social, writing that the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. God, that is it is awful. And unfortunately, I did see some footage, and it's horrible to lose your life like this, and it's a shocking thing, especially for it to play out on social media like that, and especially I would imagine the motivation to be political. A reminder that none of this is worth dying for. None of this is worth dying for. We should all be able to have discourse. We should all be able to debate, to disagree. We should all be able to have opinions, but then we should all be able to respect each other and shake hands and be like, all right, God bless, we'll argue another time. But this is just, and look, there are deranged people out there. There's no doubt about it. And there are people who need help, and there are people who, there are horrible human beings out there. There's just no denying it. We are never going to live in a Shangri-La, in a world where everyone is perfect and everyone is good and everyone's a kind soul and everyone is looking out for each other and everyone's trying to, to live a peaceful existence. It's never going to happen, unfortunately. There's always going to be evil. There's always going to be horrible people, and this is just another example of it. So an awful way to end the day. And I don't have any strong feelings towards Charlie. I didn't really consume his content. I don't really know much about what he puts out. I do know he's a political activist. I do know he's on the right side of the fence, as I said, so to speak. But you never want to see this. Young man with a young family. It's just an awful thing. So condolences to his family and to anyone who is a fan. I'm sure this is not. I'm sure this is a shocking thing, and I hope, and I'm probably wrong, but I hope there's not, because it's so polarizing and divisive, I hope there's not celebration over this, but nothing would surprise me, especially not in this country where right now it's just very, very, very divisive. And you could get into why it's divisive. We know all the reasons, we know the history, we know how we got here, but still it's disheartening and it's deflating. It really is. So on that note, we say goodbye, and we hope for a better day. Did enjoy our conversations today. Why can't the world be filled with Joseph Parkers? You know what I mean? Joseph Parker. That's who we should strive to be. I do like Alex Hernandez, a.k.a. Alexander Hernandez, a.k.a. El Gran Chango, I believe. I do like his vibe. Straight shooter. Wow. Keeps it real. Doesn't give an F. Has been through a lot of ups and downs. Has rebounded. Has dusted himself off. Has gone on a nice run now. Has put it all together. His team changes its name every fight week. They don't have a name this week, but the intention is there, I would imagine. I enjoyed that chat. It's been a while since we talked to him. Thank you very much to Alexander Hernandez. Good luck to him this Saturday against Diego Ferreira. Thank you to Charles Oliveira. Good luck to him on October 11th. That's rapidly approaching, by the way, a month away. Rafael Fiziev, big fight. Rio de Janeiro. And congrats to him on the partnership with Project Rock and Under Armour. Thank you very much to the Big Goose, Joseph Parker. Good luck to him on the 25th of October. And thank you very much to Jaime Munguia for coming on and clearing the air as well. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. Thanks to all of you out there. God bless you all. Thanks to all of them. Back on Thursday.